August 1st. Dang it, come back here. It's back. All right. Give me 1 minute, guys. Give me 1 second. Yes, I know they're going away August 1st. Why are you telling me this? I know this. Hang on, guys. I gotta send out. I gotta send out invites. We'll see. Hello, everyone in chat. I'm not ignoring you. I'm sending out invites. Why did I go there? I don't want to go there. I go here. Now, this is a paranormal panel. If you're paranormal, you can come up. That's the only people I'm sending links to. That one. Come on, slowpoke. Dang it. Hold on, guys. Hello, everybody in chat. I'm trying to send out links. I just don't like that. Okay, where is Danny? All right. Hello, everyone. Sorry I'm not saying hi. I'm sending out links. Thank you, Boomer. Much love, brother. All right. I just sent it to your I just sent it to your Hangouts. Hi, Sybil. Hi, Angel. Hello, Benny. I just sent it to your Hangouts. I sent Kelsey one, Danny one, and Diary one. I'm going to send Benny one, too. Hi, guys. Thank you for the raid, guys. You guys are awesome. Thank you. Much love. Mwah. I said Benny won, Boomer won, Danny won, Christine won, and Kelsey won. Hi, Missy. Hi, Bloody Mary. So it should be there. If not, let me know, guys.
All right, where the hell is Danny?
I don't know. He hasn't gotten in touch with me.
This was scheduled with Danny, right?
Yes. He said something about it last night. Maybe he's busy right now. He might be busy right now, or he might not feel good. I don't know.
Well, I'll send him a freaking message, tell him get his ass in here.
Because I sent him a message, and I told him I was going live, and I sent him the link.
Well, I brought all the boomerangs I can bring over here.
I appreciate that. I do appreciate that. Hi, Uncle Fester and Aunt T. Hello, guys.
Hi, Lady Swan. Hi, Benny Loco. Hi, The Real. Hi, Don.
Hello, Lady Swan. Hello, Don.
Hi, Uncle Fester. Hi, Chicken Strip. Hi, Texas. Hi, Don Broyles. Hi, Charlie Gordon.
Thank you, guys.
Oh, shit. I gotta like this. I gotta share it. Let's tweet this out. Tweet it out, and there we go. All right, all that's done. Actually, I'm gonna pop out of this, and I'm gonna pop back in again because I want a separate window, not a tab. So I'm gonna hang up and come back in, hopefully.
All right, not a problem. All right.
There we go. I'd much rather have the separate window. And I can actually have the live feed next to the chat. There we go.
Yes, I have Hangout. Can you send Benny the link?
Who?
Benny?
Who's that?
Benny Loco.
Benny who?
Benny Loco. Send her a link.
Yep, I sure can.
I don't know if I have her in Hangout.
I'm also gonna send Danny the link.
I don't think I have her at Hangout. I'm not sure.
Well, I do, so. All right. I also sent Danny the link again, so in case he didn't see yours.
All right.
I could message him on Hangouts or on Messenger too.
That's what I sent his link to was Messenger.
Oh, well, I sent it to him on Hangouts. So, have a great streams, guys. Got to run to another panel. All right, Lady Swan, much love.
Bye, lady. Yes, he sent you the link, Benny.
Skippy 62 Able. I don't. Who is Skippy again? I can't remember. Yeah. Damn them fireworks.
I sent Diarrhea link and Kelsey.
What?
I sent Diarrhea link and Kelsey.
Oh, okay. Kelsey, that's who I was thinking of. Kelsey's the one that's, yeah, I got to be there Friday night at 9 for Kelsey's. That's who it was.
Yeah, she wants me
I tried to remember that earlier on my live stream, who it was. And then also we have at 11 o'clock on Friday, they're doing that Green Bay Wacky Rose, so I got to be there for that. That's going to be awesome. Oh man, I could really roast some Green Bay.
Hi, hello.
I'll be up in a bit, y'all. Much love. All right. Hoorah. I love Christine. She's awesome.
One dislike. Just started and still got.
Will you stop paying attention to that shit? Really? I mean, you could go into your freaking Creative Studios and uncheck the box so it's not publicly displayed. You know that? You can do that. That's what I do. I don't even pay attention to that shit.
I know.
I look at the people that are here in the live stream talking and supporting, and that's all I care about.
Me too. I don't worry about it anymore. Hi, honey bud.
Shadow of the Moon, how are you? Shadow of the Moon, I just followed you earlier on Twitter. Just to let you know, I followed you back on Twitter. I don't get on Twitter much, so I got in there today and I was like, holy shit, there's like 50 people, new followers that I hadn't followed back yet.
Hi, Secret.
But I think it's time to finish my supper. If you don't mind, I'm going to eat my other slice of pizza for Shepherd. Here we go. Look at that.
I think I can get on now. She had to leave her hangout. And I know I muted. You might hear an echo, but I got my hangout on my YouTube muted, so.
I don't hear an echo.
I did for a minute.
What's up, Texas? Honey Bubs. What's crackalackin', Honey Bubs?
I
Pest Control. Hiya, what's up? Christina and son, long time no see.
Yeah.
All right, Danny's really starting to upset me now. Come on, Danny.
He said we were to go last night, but
see, that's why he said, "Oh yeah, Boomer could come up," because in his head he's thinking, "I ain't gonna be there anyway."
That's okay. I mean, he's welcome to come up. He knows that it's his night.
Yeah, that's it.
He's welcome on my panel anytime.
I mean, that's the point of the live stream was the,
Yeah, that's okay. I mean, he'll come up when he's ready. Hi, Cruz. Hi, honey. Okay, Shadows. Now we can talk about it. Hang on, let me see where Kelsey's at.
Was there anyone else I have to send links to, or did you handle that?
I got Kelsey and Diary.
All right, I shot one to Benny.
Ooh.
Oh. Ooh, what?
No, I just got a message from somebody.
Oh. And yeah, no, I miss you already, Christina.
No, somebody that came into my stream the other night, and she was going through some crap.
Oh, and no.
We had a conversation, and she's letting me know what's going on.
I see. There he is. Be there soon, he says. You better. I'm only here for you, brother. You know that. I'm here because you asked me to be here. It ain't about Francis. This is her channel, but it's about you, brother. Hey, even Steven, how are you?
I didn't even see this. I didn't
If those fireworks start messing up with your live stream, let me know. I'll just mute and so you guys don't hear that shit. So let me know if you hear the fireworks in the background and if they become a problem. Hey, Randomonium, what's crack-a-lackin'? Wow, Ran, you're gorgeous lately.
Did I come in on the wrong thing? I'll be right back.
Hey, as long as it's your face we see, we're good. Okay.
That's good for me. I shared and tweeted it out.
Yeah, you got to hit the link I sent you in Hangouts, Benny. I sent it to yours. I think I did. Did I send it to the wrong one? I don't know. I have no idea. All right, so what kind of questions we all have for the paranormal people?
Any kind of questions you want to ask Boomer and Danny and whoever else comes up?
Oh, yeah, that's right. Danny's still coming up. Never mind. I'm jumping the gun. I'm sorry. This is your show. I don't mean to step on no toes.
Oh, you're all right. If you can answer the question, go for it. But anybody got any paranormal questions? But, I'm going to say something, but I'm going to wait for Diary to come up because it was about when I did the spirit box the other night.
There she is. There's Benny.
I said,
better. That's better. Now I am no longer Randomonium. I don't want anybody to get confused.
Yeah.
Right. Damn it. I sent the link to the wrong person. I was trying to send it to Benny. I don't know how Lucille Ball got it, but
I put on my Lucy lips. There we go.
Yay! Now the show can start.
Yes. I'm going to go quiet for a second here.
Okay.
Pay no attention to the man behind the mirror.
Brother Danny, what's crack-a-lackin'? Yeah, Lucy's lips sink ships.
Hey guys.
There she is, Kelsey.
Sorry I'm so
late.
I had to take care of my dog.
That's fine. I understand that. I had to take care of the kitties before I went live.
Yeah, at about 10:30ish, I'm going to have to go take care of my sister's dogs and then I'll hop back on.
That's fine.
Well, thank goodness I have no children or fur babies to take care of, so.
Yeah, it's rough.
This isn't paranormal, but you guys know Melissa Morand, right?
I'm familiar with her.
I know the name.
She's been on Cab 7 a few times. I mean, she's in Cab 7.
Yep, I'm familiar with Melissa.
Remember, I don't know if you guys remember, but her husband attacked her the other night. Choked her.
My
and he's in jail for 120 days.
Is that something you're supposed to... Wait, is that something you want public?
No, but she said there was a lot of people in chat that night.
Oh, this happened during somebody's live while she was in someone's live stream?
No, it happened before that, but she came in here because she wanted somebody to talk to.
Oh my God.
Oh, damn.
But yeah, it happened.
Sorry to hear that. Well, I'm glad it got squared away, though.
She's trying to get away from him. She's trying to do things to keep him away. But
just want to stop in and say hi.
She needed somebody to listen.
Yeah.
Bless her heart.
Wow.
But yeah, she just wanted the people that were in the chat that night to know that she wants to thank everybody for being there and me being there and us helping her.
Bless her heart.
She's a good lady. She's a sweetheart.
Yeah.
By the way, hello to everyone in the chat.
But no, she's doing good now. Hey,
Francis, what is that string behind you?
Dad.
That got like a kitty toy on it or something? Oh, okay. I was just wondering why there was just like a random string hanging from your
It's a kitty
ceiling.
toy. A kitty toy. I have this right here for the skirts to play with. That right there.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
Y'all, I'm hungry.
I have that for the kitties to play with.
Here, one bite.
I'm pretty hungry too.
Here,
Yeah,
take a bite.
But you see that for the pizza.
I'm
Somebody in chat.
gonna have to have a snack.
Is that a pizza bone?
That's a piece
Yeah,
of
pizza bowl. Pizza bowl.
I'd like a boneless
Somebody in
pizza,
chat
please.
said that you're teasing them.
Hello, everybody.
I want some boneless pizza.
Yay!
Please, milk, please.
How you feeling, brother?
There she is.
Hi, Christine. Sorry.
How's everybody doing?
Hey. I'm
I'm
gonna
pretty
put
good,
myself on mute.
Diary.
I'll be back in a minute.
We're doing good, Danny.
All
How are
right.
Hey,
All
baby.
right. I'm gonna put
What's
myself
Danny?
on mute. I'll be back.
you?
Danny,
All
where
right.
are you?
I'm
Welcome
here.
back, Shadow.
All right. All right. I'm going to do this too.
All right, now the questions can start, right?
There we go.
Whoever can answer it, if Danny wants to or whoever, but Melissa would like to know if her mother's watching over her.
What's that?
Melissa Moran, she asked me to ask you if, or somebody to let her know if her mother is watching over her.
No, always.
Always. Always.
Oh, she may not always be there physically, but there's times where she can be, but she's always looking out for you from the other side. Always.
Yeah, definitely. Hey, Don, how you doing, brother?
How are you feeling tonight, Danny?
Not too bad. Feeling pretty good. A little bit worn out, but I'm doing good otherwise.
Yeah, man. I can't say it enough what a wonderful video that was, guys.
Yes, it was. Beautiful
I
video.
think we all have a little case of the good old wornouts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It's been a hell of a year so far, people.
Yes, it has.
Hi, Sibby. Hi, Lexi. Hi, Monica.
Oh my goodness. So what is everybody doing tonight besides
Good, man.
eating?
I love what I read earlier.
I want to eat something.
Mud
Hey, Jessica.
I was working on another song tonight. That's what I was doing.
Oh, okay.
Oh, really?
Diary,
Is this the right chat?
check your Facebook.
Hey, Patrick.
Okay, here we go. I finally found the chat.
All
Good at this stuff.
You know, hey Don, I'll probably have to get with you on it later, but I have a poem that I wrote years ago when I was a teenager, about my uncle who died in the Korean War. And if I sent you that, would you be able to do something with that? But we can get together on it later. I just happen to remember it now. I wanted to say something before I forgot it.
Listen, you want to hear some like really jacked up Benny Loco don't know technology stuff?
What?
I still had the chat open for Boomer's Room. And I was like, isn't anybody talking? If this is not moving at all.
Hey,
Hey,
Daddy, I've done that.
Sorry, for some reason, my headphones weren't working for a second. They're back. Well, for a minute.
Oh my gosh, I'm so embarrassed, but now I found the chat. So, hi guys.
Hi, Benny.
Okay, I have a couple more. Then I can work out. Oh yeah, I'll send it to. Just let me know when you want me to send it to you, Don.
Hi, Spencer Poet. Hi,
Hey,
Pastor.
honey. Hey, honey bubs.
Hey, Don, did you see that one I sent you? What'd you think of it?
To who?
Just wondering if Don got the one I sent him earlier today and what he thought of it. Hey, GSS.
Honey
Hi,
bunny
bub.
bunny.
I also said another. I sent a poem that I wrote. You guys have heard it. I sent it to Faith in the Fallen, hoping maybe she might be able to do something with that one too.
He said he loved it, Danny.
Good, good. Well, it's in your ballpark now, brother. My half's done.
But anybody's got any questions for the paranormal panel, go ahead and ask.
Ask away, people.
I got a question.
Go ahead.
This is for the whole panel, excluding me because I already know. What circumstances brought you into the paranormal?
Good question.
Go ahead. I'm the host, so I'll be last.
I would say, okay. I had my first real experience when I was about 12 years old, 11 or 12, and it was me and my sister actually followed an orb from the living room through the dining room to the kitchen back into the living room, and it disappeared. And you know, I didn't really understand what it was then, but then I, you know, kind of started thinking about it and you know, kind of researched it a little bit and heard more and more about orbs and stuff as I aged. And you know, I had a huge fascination. It was back when I guess I was like 14 or 15. I got really into the whole paranormal, watching paranormal shows, and I actually really wanted to be a paranormal investigator at that age. And I was like, you know what? One day I'm going to be a ghost hunter. And I always put that to the back burner, and I ended up saying I'm going to be a chef. So, you know, about a year ago, I started hearing things and seeing things in my peripheral, and just thinking, you know, that's not normal. Like, that's not what a lot of people, you know, go through. And I started thinking, oh my God, am I like schizophrenic, or like, is something going on? And I kind of like, you know, looked into it more, and then I found Patty with the G Team Paranormal, and I started watching some of her lives, and I was like, this is things that they're experiencing these things too. Like, I'm not alone in this. And I didn't really watch much YouTube before that. I watched, you know, stupid stuff like, you know, Phase Rug and stuff like that, you know, just vlogs. And I was like, you know, like, now I don't feel so alone. I really feel like this is legit. And I started thinking back on my childhood, and I was like, you know, this really, like, everything is tying together. So, you know, I think that's when I really decided that I really do want to go through with this and be a paranormal investigator. And what's a better way than to do it on my channel, like make a channel and do it. And this is a great platform for people that, you know, can't go and make a TV show. You know, this is a good place to go to create your own content. And I'm so glad that I found YouTube for that. And I'm so glad that I can be out there and not be so alone in this, because a lot of people, you know, in the real world don't really understand the paranormal. So it's really cool to be able to be on the same level as others in this community that really do get it. So it's really neat. I really like that.
Yeah. Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
Next.
Anybody else?
Danny,
Oh, you want me to go?
Christine? Sure.
I didn't really know I was in the paranormal when I got into the paranormal.
Yeah.
I was five.
Go.
I was 5 years old when I started. I started training as a druid and a shaman at 5. And then in between times, I blessed a bunch of lands. I cleaned a bunch of graveyards, demons in the graveyards. I made some elementals happy, got their native burial sites happy again. I cleaned out a couple demon nests, and I exercised 1 or 2 people. And then I was 22, and someone said, "Hey, that's paranormal." And I said, "Oh, cool." Well, then I started paranormal investigating.
Wow.
Oh, cool. I never knew. I never had that.
For me, it was just a way of life. It's just
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
I never thought of it as paranormal.
I was
Right.
going to say that. I wish there was not really a word for it, because all it really is some of us are more astute at our capabilities than others. Some of us grab a hold of it and strengthen them. Some of us run away from it, like scared to death and don't ever want to know.
Like it's taboo. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, like yourself, I was kind of like raised up into it. You know, I've always had a higher
Calling.
vibration. I'm an empath, and I it's the feeling. I can feel everything. You know, I can smell things. I feel everything, and I smell things. And you know, you got the where were we? Kelsey said like the corner. You know,
The peripheral.
peripheral vision. Yeah. That has just like in the last 10 years
Yes.
started to get stronger for me.
Yes. It's so crazy.
And now I've heard, you know, I hear, I've been chased, and I've been chased by things I could not see, but I damn sure heard it, and I felt the movement. You know what I mean? When something's chasing you, you can actually feel the vibration and the breath of it. I mean, it's crazy, and there's nothing there. You know, it's not crazy though. It's being aware of different levels. I don't know how to say it. You know, and it's always been there. I've always been like that. It's always been there. Sometimes it drives me fucking nuts. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
So, Silver, you're next. I'm going last.
Go, diary.
Go ahead. I'm last.
Oh, I think she's still busy with something.
No, I said, how did you get into the paranormal?
Oh, well, kind of like Benny and Danny, I kind of grew up in it, unbeknown what it was and what it was all about. I was about 5 years old when I started noticing the empath, and a couple years later, I started coming into the clairvoyant psychic part of it, where I realized I could hear the spirits trying to speak to me, and I was able to receive images and stuff from them. Yeah, I mean, like Benny said, I grew up in a time where it was kind of taboo to even talk about it, to acknowledge it, and so I was labeled, the problem child and all that and everything, because I didn't know what it was. I didn't know how to deal with it. I was young, and by the time I was 10 years old and I was in my 4th year of elementary school, it really started causing havoc with my life. Being in a class of 30 kids and anywhere from 2 to 3 adults, teachers and teachers' aides, and, picking up on all these different emotions that, no one person is designed to be able to have more than one emotion going on at once. It will literally, like, it feels like there's something inside you trying to, like, implode you from the inside out. And it drove me to the point where when I was about 9 or 10, I wanted to just end it because I couldn't take it. I couldn't take the voices, the images. And, you know, first time I tried to commit suicide, I was 10 years old trying to jump out of the second story of our school building. And my principal dragged me back in. And right there is when I was labeled. And I started seeing psychiatrists, school psychologists, and all that and everything. But the hardest part was I couldn't explain to them what was going on. I couldn't, like, I was afraid that I was going to be put in, like, a freaking, like, I was afraid of being taken away from my family.
Yeah.
And, like, either being tested on or stuck somewhere in a padded room somewhere. So I couldn't talk about it until I was in my till I was about 13 or 14 is when I actually started watching these different shows explaining what these different abilities and gifts were all about. And I started to realize what it was. And I ignored it till I was about in my late teens, early 20s. First time I ever experienced crossing over a spirit. I was about, I think I had just turned 21. And I thought I saw, like, I saw this, what I soon after discovered was an apparition. The one and only, other than my grandfather's, one and only other apparition I ever seen in my whole life. I saw this girl walking down the road out in front of mine and my cousin's bungalow we were living in at the time. And I was outside smoking a cigarette, and I was starting to walk down the driveway to see if she needed help or something. And by the time I got halfway down the driveway, she had disappeared. And so I just kind of shook it off as like a figment of my imagination. You know, I was working anywhere from 12 to 16 hours a day at a printing press, you know, inhaling fumes and things like that. And, you know, I kind of wrote it off. So I went back, I finished my cigarette, squashed it out, went inside, lay down on the couch to get a couple hours of sleep before my next shift. And all of a sudden I started hearing this mousy voice talking. He says, "Hey, you saw me, didn't you?" And I'm like, I kind of sit up just a little bit, nothing there. So I'm like, okay, I'm imagining shit again. And then I heard again, "Don't ignore me. I know you saw me." So I sat straight up. All right, funny part about it, yeah, back in the day, I dabbled in the, what does Benny call it again? I call it pot, okay? Straight up. So the first thing I did is I grabbed my cigarette pack where I usually stick my...
It's called cannabis.
Cannabis, okay. These days. So I looked for my cannabis cigarette. Nope, still there. Ain't smoked that yet. So I'm like, what is going on? I go to lay back again, and I hear her louder. "Don't ignore me." And so I sat straight up. I was like, and then I started talking to nobody there and started talking out loud. I was like, "What? Who is this?" She goes, "I'm the girl outside. I know you saw me." And I'm like, okay. So that was my first real experience. And after about 45 minutes of talking to this spirit, I finally convinced her to move on, and I crossed her, and that was my first real hands-on experience with it. I just did what I saw on TV. I'm like, well, this is how they say they do it. That's what I did. I directed her to the light. And you need a red light, Francis?
You said you were worried about going to the funny farm. I was stuck in the funny farm 3 times, and it's not so bad. You get a I love you jacket, you know, and you get to hug yourself for a while, and then after 24 hours, they come and they loosen it for you, and you get to eat pudding, and it's not bad.
All right. Well, James had a question, and I believe this is it. Let me scroll back real quick. James says, okay, when I was 3 or 4 years old, and my uncle on my dad's side bought a 2-story house in a Savoy, Texas, and it had 3 spirits in it. And one of them was in a closet rattling chains and moaning. Oh, that's not a question. That's a statement.
No, James writes lots of stories. We just kind of go, oh, yeah.
Okay, mine was when I was 11. My father was standing in my living room. It didn't scare me. It didn't freak me out. And I mean, it was his image was so clear that I knew who it was, so it didn't surprise me. And throughout my life, like after he passed, I used to like the day he had his accident. I didn't know he was in an accident, but I felt the whole day that something wasn't right. Then the night that the phone rang, I knew it had to be something about my dad. And then I've always been intrigued by the paranormal, and since getting into YouTube, I have gotten to know find out what my abilities are, and lately my other, I guess, another one of my abilities has gotten stronger, or getting stronger, because it freaked me out the other night. And I got a story on that too. But when I first started doing YouTube, and before I started doing YouTube, I used to get these visions of car accidents. And I always imagined they were visions of how I was going to die. And then I finally said, no, it can't be, because if it was me, why ain't it happened yet? Because it was different every time. And I'd either be standing inside the car, sitting inside the car, or sitting outside. And it's like, I finally realized that it was these spirits or whatever showing me how they died in the car wrecks. And it used to freak me out. But the other night when I see things out of the corner of my eye and stuff lately. In the past year, I mean, I've been seeing things out of the corner of my eye and stuff like that. And the other night when I did Spirit Box, and Kelsey and Diary, when I did Spirit Box the other night, you guys remember when my face and my shoulder hurt? Well, I just watched on the news where on June 22nd, this guy got sucker punched in the face, and he died a few hours later. You know,
Really?
yes. He got sucker punched in the face at a bar, and he died a few hours earlier. And that's what I felt. It felt like I got sucker punched and fell on the floor.
Wow.
Like, and it's like, whoa.
Wow. Yeah, really.
Because you said he got beat to death. Yeah, he was in a bar fight and got sucker punched.
That's crazy.
That's how I've gotten into the paranormal, and I know I found out that I have abilities, and I guess they're getting stronger without my knowledge, because I'm not really working on them. I mean, I'm studying them, but I'm just letting them develop how they want to develop.
Yeah, that's it.
Yes, you told me what happened. But it's like, yeah.
Well, I was always
in a bar.
I was always glad that I don't feel other people's pain and people don't feel my pain. Like, as I told my brother once when we were young, I said, man, if you could feel whatever pain I had, I'd go take a ride on a bicycle with no seat just for you, you know, so.
Yeah, I remember that, Vicky. But it's like, whoa. And it was just on the news tonight, and it's like, whoa.
I want to tell you something. I have to block out everybody's pain. Okay? And when I hear somebody tell a story like you just did, Francis,
But Vicky even told me what happened, but I wasn't sure if it happened or not. But she did tell me what happened.
something similar happened to myself, and I could have very easily died. And I know what that feels like, to be hit out of nowhere, unexpectedly, so hard that it almost kills you. In this case, it did kill this young man. And just you telling that story, just, you know, it just, it drained me. It physically pulled all my strength out, because
sorry.
It's okay. Listen, this is my daily life of, you know, being an empath, and it sucks.
Yeah, I feel that.
Seriously. And all you can do is, or this is what I do. I quell myself in knowing that this isn't, you know, in this case, this was my actual experience. And I, you know, but in all the other cases, and there's billions of them, it's not my personal experience, but it is my pain.
Yeah. But it's like, that's the first time I've ever felt a spirit pain. First time I've ever felt.
The only way to deal with it is to just try to not feel it when it's such an impact. It just rattles you. It just rattles you.
To my knowledge, I have not felt physical pain from any spirits, but I have felt emotional pain. I've definitely felt that. Emotions, the emotion. It's crazy. And yes, definitely being an empath kind of sucks, because you do feel that like 100 times.
Yeah, at least 100 times.
Oh yeah.
It depends on each individual situation, and the battery of them. It's exhausting. I'm just gonna tell you, it's exhausting.
Yeah, I
wouldn't want it any other way. I wouldn't want to be any other person.
Yeah.
I'm happy that I have what I have, and that I can put it to use and to benefit in other people's lives as well as my own.
Right.
You know, I was telling Christine earlier, because we were talking on the phone. I was telling her earlier that my body was hurting really bad. And, you know, this is why I say, not to my knowledge, that, you know, I don't know if there for sure has ever been a spirit that's made me physically ill.
Right.
But I have to say, I told my sister yesterday that, you know, I've been staying at her house here and there throughout the day, you know, letting her dogs play and stuff, so they're not, you know, locked up all day in the kennel. She's on her trip to Texas right now, and so, but I told her the other day, that house, there's something about it when I'm in there alone that I feel, I don't know, I feel like something's there, and like I'm being watched the entire time I'm there. And today I noticed it was a stronger feeling of that. Plus, my body was hurting really bad today, like I was running a fever. And I left, you know, came back home, and my sister literally lives in the same neighborhood, same subdivision. And I came back home, and my pain was no longer like it was the strangest thing. And just thinking about it now, I didn't even think about it then. You know, I didn't even give it a thought. But thinking about it now, it's like, holy crap. Is there something there for real? Like,
well, you know, if there is, and it's trying to affect you adversely, you should probably like do some cleansing. Seriously.
yeah,
Seriously.
Honey sent me something. Okay, I'm going to show you the picture afterwards. But she said, I went to bed early, woke up in the middle of the night to get a glass of water. I always look at the microwave when I look at the stove to see what time it is. I captured this on my camera, didn't video it, unfortunately. I was too freaked out. I was at the microwave. I was pressing the buttons, opening and closing the door. We had to press the power surge button on and off, right back to normal. We did not have any power outages, power surges, or anybody witnessed this ever before. I'm going to show you what it is. If you can see, that's what it said on her microwave.
Child.
Yes.
Hmm.
And she said it's never happened before.
what? That's
weird.
crazy.
On her microwave.
She's pushing me around. That's crazy.
Wow. Wow.
Someone's mashing
Has
buttons.
anybody ever seen this happen before?
No. No, no.
That's what on the microwave.
That's crazy, man.
Sorry about that, guys. I had to mute because
You're okay.
jackasses, you know.
Yeah, well, the cameras will catch them, Boomer. Don't worry about it. But, yeah, it came up on her microwave.
That's odd. It really is. Now that's pushing, literally, someone's pushing buttons.
Yeah, really. Really.
Well, during my live stream last night, twice my phone was knocked down while trying to record the app that it was recording on. So, yeah, we definitely got some crazy spirits in here wanting to mess with things.
See, I don't like living with that.
The child lock is on, too.
Most of them are young spirits. I think there's maybe only 3 or 4 adult spirits here that I know of, and the other ones are between the age of 7 and 16. So they just kind of hang around. Sarah's my little trophy spirit, I guess. She's the one that interacts with us and plays with the app and stuff like that. And then you got
Have a good night, sis.
little Billy just wants to smack shit around and disrupt things. He knocked the camera over twice.
Wow.
Yeah, it's on my live streams last night.
Yeah, I only got to watch some of it. I can't remember if I had to go to bed at that time or was it my live? I can't remember now. I'm getting all these
Live, Boomer, I was in bed.
Yeah, I know.
Maybe that's when I did go to bed.
Yeah, by the time you went live with this, Boomer, I was in
Yeah,
bed.
because I was gonna do it. I was gonna do it at midnight, but then Kelsey wanted me to join them on hers, so I pushed it back till. Well, I was gonna push it back till 1, but I still didn't get anything. I didn't get it set up till after 2, and that's when I started live streaming after 2.
Yeah,
That's when all the activity started happening. Around 2 or so. She's very active.
Yeah, that's when
around that time.
That's when I went to
she was
bed.
active pretty much all night. Colleen and Christina stayed on the panel pretty much the whole time until I messed up and muted them. Yeah, Sarah was just, she was down there letting us know she was still there when everybody was ignoring her.
Wow. How old's Sarah?
I think she's somewhere between the age of 11 and 13.
See, I have a child spirit here. Yeah, I have a child spirit here. Her name's Hannah.
Thank you for coming in if you die.
Yeah.
Her name's Hannah, and she's 3 years old.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, she comes through often. Yeah, I bought her this little stuffed animal so that she could have something to play with.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I thought maybe something for her to touch on and something familiar to her, sort of, because they don't understand.
Yeah.
Children don't understand that they've died.
Right. Yeah.
And that's one thing you're not really supposed to say in front of the child.
I have her spirit attachment, and I've been told I have another child spirit that comes in and out. Her name is Carrie.
I think it was Bub's.
You usually see her in a little white dress. Her name is Carrie. I mean, she likes.
Is that the one I picked up on when you were doing EVPs outside?
Yeah.
Is that the same one? She's still there? I thought you said she left.
No, she comes.
Oh, that's Aniki. Never mind. That was Aniki.
But I have a child spirit that comes and goes. Her name is Carrie.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah. Hannah comes and goes too. She's not here every time, but she's got such a faint voice, and her mom's with her. But we've never gotten her mom's name.
Mm.
But I do have one specific spirit that does stay all the time, and his name is James.
Next time you do a session with the girl, ask her if her mother's name is Carol.
Who? Be your friend.
You.
Carol.
You said her mom comes through sometimes with her, but you don't know her name?
Yeah.
I just heard Carol for some reason, so I don't know if that relates to that or not, but next time you're talking to her, ask her if her mom's name is Carol.
Well, I just got a chill on my right side, so I'm wondering if that is a confirmation. Let me put that down on my phone so that I can remember that for next time.
Well, I know a family member of mine that comes.
James.
My family member of mine comes to anybody that he trusts.
Have a good night, James.
He comes.
Yeah, I won't worry too much about those spirits in your closet.
He comes to Kelsey's a lot. My brother does. My brother comes.
Hi, everyone. Just joined the chat. Wait, you've been here for half an hour. What do you mean just joined the chat?
So can you hear things and see things, Boomer?
What I hear and see, I hear them speak to me. Like I can hear their voices in my head. What I see is what they project to me in my mind. And what they make me feel, like if they want me to, like if they want to describe how they died, let's say they died of a heart attack, they'll make me feel the symptoms of having a heart attack.
Well, let me ask you a question. If I ask you if you feel if you feel a spirit around me, would you be able to do that? Can you do that?
Yeah, I've been doing that. It depends on whether or not they want me to know they're there or not. Like I picked up on the little girl at Francis. I picked up on the little girl at Aniki's. I pick up on them whenever, whenever they want to make their presence known to me.
Hi, Christine.
It takes them to try to manifest before I can pick up on them.
Okay.
So I can't
hear all the time because they're always active. If they're active, I can pick up on them.
So you can't do it on command. I can't say,
right.
Can you pick up on?
I can't call them forward on command. Okay. It's just whenever they feel like coming through. Like I can't say, hey, John Smith, Sally Smith wants to talk to you. Will you come? Yeah, it don't work that way for me. I don't know about anybody else, but they just come through with usually it takes something to trigger it. If there's a spirit nearby or if there's a spirit paying attention and they happen to see a name that's familiar to them, they'll be like, oh, hey, is that who I know or whatever? And they'll start feeding me information, giving me images or they'll be saying names or dates or whatever. And when I hear that, I just kind of put it out there and see if anybody picks up on it.
Hey, Jen.
Hey, that's like today. We went to the shelter today, and I went by this person today. I mean, I was like from here to my door, and it felt like something just shoved me. I mean, I almost lost my balance.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I ain't never been shoved or anything, but I've been scratched by this little bastard spirit that my sister has over there. This little asshole followed her from.
Wait a minute.
Wait
a minute. You have to stop calling him a little asshole because he
knows. Trust me.
He hates it.
To me every time I'm over there. He prides himself on it. Okay.
Yes,
but
like I'm a little
he followed my sister from her Ithaca address out here to the first apartment they moved into here. From that apartment into the current apartment they're living in now. And he has like pushed her down the stairs and stuff like that, you know, clowning around, not deliberately trying to hurt nobody, but he thinks it's funny. He's a little kid. He thinks he's playing a practical joke on him. So I was over there. It was after Thanksgiving. They had some leftovers because I was in Ithaca dealing with red eyes at the time. And I came back home and I went over to my sister's, had some Thanksgiving dinner leftovers, sitting at the table. I'm sitting there. I got my hand in front of me like this with my plate and I'm eating. And my hand is kind of draped over the edge of the table. And I feel this burning on my hand. And at the time, it was just 3 little scratches on my hand. And then as the scratches started to heal and stuff and they welled up, it was 4 scratches. Eventually, I could see 4 scabs. So
somewhere else, please.
He stood there, and because we were on the subject of him, we were talking about him, and so I guess he thought, well, you know, I'm gonna piss off Boomer some more. I'm gonna scratch him. I'm like, you little bastard! Like I yelled out, I was like, what are you doing? Wait for me, blah blah blah. But I actually picked up on his orb one time. I was over there investigating it, and I was using. My old phone had the negative ability on it for recording. This one don't. I don't know why. It's supposed to be a better camera, but don't have that feature. But I was recording in negative. Now, negative is the best way you can pick up orbs because dark is light and light is dark. So when you're recording in negative, they come up as a dark orb.
Yeah.
So I went upstairs and I'm recording. And as I'm facing the bathroom, I'm stepping into the bathroom, this orb appears. Now, mind you, where her shower and bathtub is and everything, the wall is an outside wall, okay? So it just manifests right there in the middle of the wall and came shooting right at me. It went right by me out in the hall. I didn't see it at the time it happened. I didn't see it until I reviewed the video. And so I'm just kind of panning around all the room stuff, and I start going downstairs, and my camera starts messing up. I'm like, "Oh, you're here now, aren't you? Because you're messing up my camera." And I was talking to him, and I thought he was in front of me, because as I was coming down the stairs is when my camera was messing up. Well, I saw the orb come from behind me down the stairs on my right side, went down the stairs and took a 90-degree angle turn to the left, going up the hall toward my sister's bedroom. And I caught that on tape or on video, but I lost all that footage because that was the SD card that corrupted my phone. On that same SD card was another good, it was here in my bedroom. I was filming around in my bedroom. My son was here and he was looking for something in my closet. Well, I'm facing my doorway that leads out to the hall, and from the hall shot straight at me an orb and went toward the closet. Now on that one, when I played it back, it kind of sounded like there was some audible sound there. So I sent the video clip to a friend of mine, and he slowed it down and everything and all that. And that's when I got Nancy's name. Because it was the audio part was somebody calling out a name. The name was Nancy. And I played it back like a dozen times, and that's what I heard. Nancy. Because when you slow it down, because it sounded just blip, like that at first. So he slowed down the audio and heard the name Nancy being called.
Wow.
So I used to have that in my Google, whatever the hell it is, Google files and stuff, but I don't know where it went to. But it was on that same SD card that got corrupted, and it corrupted my phone. So I lost all that. But I mean, I was pissed. That was the best evidence I ever got of an orb and an audio with an orb. So that's when I started investigating Nancy and all them, and I came about Sarah here. This was like about 5 years ago, before I started YouTube. When I was still doing private sessions on Facebook, messenger calls and stuff. And the reason why I started doing it on YouTube is because the people that I was doing it for on Facebook says, you know what, you ought to start a YouTube channel and do these sessions live on YouTube with people. And I'm like, I don't know if I'm ready to go public with this.
Yeah.
For years, I kept it to myself, I kept it within a small group. I wasn't ready to go public with these gifts. But after about a month or two of people saying, hey, do it, that's when I started live streaming from my phone, doing psychic readings for people on YouTube. And that's where I met half the people on YouTube, is they ended up having loved ones come through for them.
Yeah.
And, and they connected with them, and it just went from there. I kind of stopped doing the sessions because I counted all of that to my emotional stress and everything, being accountable to my strokes that I had last year. So I've kind of slowed down on that, slowed down on the EVP stuff, because that brings them in. I learned how to shut myself off from it to a certain extent. I can close myself off so it's not such a burden. But if I get around an EVP, if I'm listening to an EVP for more than 10 minutes, and they start calling and they start coming in, anybody within the radius of that signal that it's giving off that draws spirits in, they're going to start coming in and bugging me to the point where I just can't take it. Yeah. So far, the only device I've ever been able to listen to, like the Afterlight box program on the computer, doesn't really draw them in. It basically just is announcing what they're saying of the ones that are around communicating. The app is good because it doesn't do what those other devices do, where it's almost like a beacon that calls them in. Yeah. The rock box, I can sit and listen to the rock box because I guess it doesn't do the same thing as SB devices do, which emit some kind of signal that the spirits, if they're within that radius of that device, it's going to draw them in. It's almost like a freaking guiding light, guiding spirits toward that device, and that's how they get such great results with it, I guess.
Conduit.
Conduit.
Yeah.
Well, that's the kind of box that Small Town Investigations, Steve. That's the kind of box.
No way.
Yeah.
Kind of like what Lou Rock uses.
Well, that's where Lou Rock and Mudcon got them from. It's a Huff box, basically.
Yeah.
Right.
And they just he put out, like, he says, look, this is how I did it. You guys can do it too. So they did, it's basically a Huff box, but they put their own personal touches to it and stuff. So that's where they got it from. I have to say, like, that's the only thing I can honestly say that I think is kind of pretty much legit as far as Steve Huff goes. I don't put any faith at all in any of his apps. I don't use his apps. I think I tried using one once, and yeah, I would not be one to want to promote Huff, but the guy I know that developed the VBE apps, as far as I can tell, like, I've gotten a lot of validation with that app, with his apps. So this guy is like straight up as far as I'm concerned. His name is Rick Van Brackle. He's the designer of the VBE apps. They're only available on Android devices, but hey, as far as I'm concerned, those are like, I could promote those because they're pretty solid as far as I'm concerned. But I know Huff's been at it a lot longer. He's been in this game a lot longer, but I don't know. I can't put too much faith in that stuff. But I mean, as y'all can see from my live streams I did with this app, they definitely are interacting with the device. It takes an EMF field to trigger the sensors in those, okay? And logically, the only kind of EMF field that can come and go like that is spirit energy, okay? Any other kind of EMF that you're getting is centralized in that location, like the EMF my computer would be putting off, or the EMF a magnet or something will be putting off, is centralized. It's not gonna, like, if I had a magnet here, it's not gonna travel from the magnet to the device to trigger it. I would have to physically take that magnet and put it over there to trigger that sensor. So if my phone's sitting in an area doing nothing for half an hour, and then all of a sudden that EMF alarm goes off, right there, some kind of EMF field had come in contact with it from somewhere else. The only kind of EMF that can travel around, that can move from place to place, is spirit energy. EMF from power lines, they're centrally located, okay? It's an A and B for them, okay? And it's always constant. So if my device is near some heavy power lines that are giving off EMF, that will constantly be going nonstop because the EMF is constantly there. Yeah. It won't stop and go as if it's, coming in contact and not coming. So that's what legitimizes this for me. And the fact that his apps ain't asking for a lot of permissions.
Yeah, go ahead, Jen.
So,
all right,
can I ask a question?
Jan's got a question. Go ahead, Jan.
Do 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 do
Dot.
Well, while we're waiting for the question, I gotta say, Diary, it's good to see that they finally let you out of the closet.
Did you just see my K2 go off when you said that?
I just saw it go off as you was pointing at it. Yeah. Wow. Who we got over there with Diary?
All right, Jan wants to know who's messing with her microwave.
I don't understand the question. Oh, can one of us tell you who it is?
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Not unless they want us to know. It's not like I can say, hey, who's messing with Jan's microwave? Unless they're willing to come through. Like, it's not like, you know, it's like I said, I don't always pick up on everything because it depends on the spirit for the most part.
Hi, Diane.
I mean, I could try to get Stephanie to like check things out over there, see if she can get any information, but it could take a while before she gets back to me on that. You know what I'm saying? Stephanie Bennett has really helped me out in these last 4 or 5 years of getting information for me. I mean, that's how I know most of what I know about the paranormal and the spirit realm and the physical realm and all that. Hey, Diane G, how are you? But yeah, it's not like, yeah, I mean, if you were if you were conducting a live stream or something like that, and I can pick it up via the airwaves we're using to conduct a live stream, or if you were on the panel and had that connection with us, there's a greater chance that I could probably pick it up with my empath. Okay. I've done that, but not like having that connection. It's nearly impossible for me.
Can you help, Danny? Or anybody else?
No. I'm going to actually go lie down. I'm not feeling good.
All right, Danny.
Okay, Danny,
Thank
feel
you
better.
for coming up.
I'll talk to you guys later.
All
Feel
right.
better, Danny.
All right,
Good night, sweetheart.
See you later.
Bye,
yeah,
Danny.
I apologize for monopolizing this tonight.
Okay,
That's
see ya.
what, Danny.
He's like, yeah, we'll never have Boomer up here again.
I'm going to mute myself and turn my camera off for a few. I'm going to go take care of my sister's dogs. I'll be back in about 20-ish minutes.
No problem.
All right, be back.
Okay.
All right. You know what? I never did get to hear Diary's story of how she what
got her into
the paranormal.
Hold on, midnight with the window. First off,
What? Oh, I thought it was one of my kitties.
That's a Black Panther right there.
Yeah.
Oh, baby. What's that baby's name?
Baby. Her name is Midnight.
Midnight.
Of course. Who would have thought?
So cold.
Addison named her. She just walked in my back door.
Oh, wow.
Literally, like 3 years ago.
Huh.
So, what was your question, Boomer? Again, I'm sorry.
Oh, earlier when we started, while you were busy doing something, my question posed to the panel was, what influenced you toward the paranormal?
Okay. Francis, are the cameras switching?
Not on my end. Wait a minute.
Yeah, they're not switching automatically.
Well, they are in the Hangouts. It's probably delayed on the YouTube.
Oh,
It's probably YouTube.
It's only a few second delay, and it's stuck on Benny. Oh, there we go.
Got it on you.
There you are.
Sometimes it
Now
does
I
have.
got it on
Okay.
you.
Anyway, the thing that got me into the
You're
paranormal.
sweet.
Well, I was born an odd one. Call me the black sheep of the family. I was a night owl. My mom couldn't change me. I could always see things that other people couldn't see. And I don't know, I thought it was normal. I always had these visions that would come true from the time I was little, and I hated that because a lot of it wasn't good, these visions that I had. And but as far as what geared me into the paranormal, was the stuff that I've been through the last 18, it's been strong the last 2 years, ever since the total solar eclipse. About a few months before that, I had these white feathers that were just falling in my room, manifesting, and I couldn't explain it. Here's the white feathers, actually. I've been keeping all of them, but they would just manifest. Sometimes they'd come just like this little feather like this. See that? I don't know if it's going to show up good, but I started collecting them when they would just pop up out of nowhere. And then I started hearing a man talking in my ear, and I would scream because it scared me. I didn't want to be hearing him talking to me. So I'd like scream and I'd tell him to shut up because I didn't know what was going on. And I even I made my own holy water, holy oil, holy salt. And I did all these religious rituals around my house. And it didn't really help any. But then I started hearing these sounds of trumpets that on the total solar eclipse, and I was recording everything by then, what some people call like old school paranormal. And inside those trumpet sounds, I caught these voices, like I was talking to them. I was having a full-on conversation with them. However, and I was awake, but I wasn't speaking out of my mouth. I was speaking, I don't know, telepathically to them. But I caught it on the audio. And there was these two voices, which I call like the two witnesses, that were talking to me, and they've been with me ever since. And then there's that voice I call like the God voice, or the voice that flows through many waters, the Christ-like voice, the God voice. It's like a masculine and a feminine voice in one. And I was spoken that I was not supposed to help others until he said that I was ready. So at that time, I didn't really understand what that meant, other than that when I was pulled from my body one night by this, what did I put it? By this angel who had the colors of these feathers, the white feathers, and he had hands of a man, but he didn't look completely human. And he pointed me. It's funny, guys, I'm sitting in my closet, but I was at a different unit, and my closet was sitting in the north. He pointed me and he said Talmud, which means to learn. Okay. Well, so what I did for the next year and a half, I sat in my closet. I read the Bible, I read the Quran, I read the Torah, I read some of the Babylonian Talmud. I started reading all these ancient documents, studying up on the Egyptians. I studied up on the Indians from India, all these cultures, and I would read it in parallels of all these different languages. And I was always gifted with breaking down languages and understanding the root words. So I saw like a code in all this. So I got through all that, and I understood everything. I understood that you're not supposed to take any of these manuscripts as anything but a metaphor to hold it up to your life, and that there's a little code in there. But finally, about a few months ago, that same voice came to me and said I was ready and he said, it's time to flock with the like-minded. And ever since then, like, my YouTube channel, I've been getting subscribers. I've been meeting all these people who are like me, who have these psychic abilities, who have medium abilities like I do, who are clairvoyant, claircognizant, clairsentient, all the clair abilities. And it's like we're one tribe and we all have something to offer to the table. So it's kind of like I didn't mean to fall into this field. It's just kind of like I've been pushed into this field. I didn't know if I was supposed to be teaching people about spirituality because I've already been helping people, but I didn't know where my path was going to fall. But right now I kind of understand where I'm supposed to be. And that's helping people understand that that there is some, when you're experiencing paranormal experiences, you're going through a spiritual experience, and it's not always something to be afraid of, you know. So if you have had a lot of paranormal activity going on the last few years, and if I could have been scared and ran away from it, but I didn't. I embraced it, and I figured out what in the heck's going on. And I also, ever since I was little, I don't know, I always called myself like a beacon, kind of like this little salt lamp here. This is how the spirits see me. They all flock to me for help. And before, I didn't always know how to help them, you know. I didn't even know if it was my place to like help them cross over, you know. Or what does it even mean if someone's stuck? So I had to learn about all of that. But yeah, that's pretty much how, I don't know if I explained that properly.
Oh, I think you just explained it very well. Because it took me a long time to realize, yes, if they're coming to you, there's a reason why they're coming to you. They're coming to you because they see you as the one that's going to help them, and that's what you should feel compelled to do. You know, if they're coming to you for help to cross over because they can't quite figure out what it's all about or what they should do, they're coming to you because you're the one that has to guide them there. If it wasn't your well, I don't want to say responsibility or job, but you know, if you weren't the one that was meant to help, they wouldn't be coming to you. They'd be going to somebody else. So the fact that they're even coming to you tells you, well, yes, it's my place to step in to help the spirit move on because I'm the one that came to you. Otherwise, they wouldn't come to you.
Yeah, this is an example that I want to use. Like, I don't know, I felt when I was going through this, all of my people don't really understand what chakras are. Like they don't understand that the 7 seals, the 7 signs, they are inside your body, okay? From the root all the way up to your crown. And what I was shown this and I was guided. It was almost like my hand was held by spirits, by these angels, and they showed me every step of the way. And I didn't have anybody like a human. I didn't have anybody to tell me what I was going through. So I've been surrounded by these angels and what I call my ascended masters, my elders, my ancient, like these ancient ancestors that I haven't met, you know, other than in the spirits. And they've been assigned to me to help guide me along my path. And all of my chakras have been opened. I was also guided to meditate, which I've been meditating twice a day. It's like something I have to do. I mean, nothing else is going to interfere with me meditating every day. Because if I don't, my energies aren't going to be balanced. I'm going to feel overwhelmed. Everything like that. So this is when I was kind of opened up, it's kind of like I went through a lot that kind of pushed me into the spiritual awakening. It was a lot of trauma, but it felt like really freeing to go through this experience. And another thing I was trying to mention, like I was outside one day. This is kind of how powerful this is. I was outside one day and there was a thunderstorm, right? Well, all of a sudden there was this woman. She was standing beside me, and she I didn't like speak with my mouth to her, but I was speaking telepathically with her. And she had just died in a car accident, like literally that second. She came to me.
Wow.
And then literally just a few minutes later, I saw the sirens on the highway going across. And I was like, oh my God, she just literally died. And I'm like, you just literally died. And I felt so much sorrow because she left behind a husband and a child, and she came to me of all people. And then on the news, I texted my family. I was like, this woman's with me. And then a few hours later, it popped up on the news that this woman was just involved in a car accident, just like literally a few hundred yards from where I lived, and that she left behind a husband and a child. So that was like validation to me that I'm not crazy going through this stuff. It actually is legit.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I gotta say, like all that, the chakra stuff and all that, like that's something I need to learn more about. And I think that's why the reason why we were all put together to this, because I've got 45 years of hands-on experience dealing with paranormal and things like that, but there's so much I still don't know and understand about. Like, there's a reason why Danny is there for us, because Danny knows so much more about other aspects of it that I need to learn. You know all that stuff. I need to learn that. Like, I always have people come to me and it's like, I don't have all the answers. All I can tell you is what I've learned and what I know and what I've experienced. But all that other stuff, like, I think the reason why we're kind of bunched together is because
we can learn from each other.
None of us know everything about all of it. Like,
thank you, Francis.
Learn from each other.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
And I'd like to learn a lot more about all that. And I especially would like to learn more about what you learned by reading, the Bible, the Quran, and all that and everything. It's like, I could never do that. Like, I read the Bible once and I thought I was just going to explode because of all the contradiction,
my ability and stuff. So I'm learning from you guys because I'm still learning my gifts.
Yeah, you hit the nail on the head when you said all those are only supposed to be used as tools to guide us. We're not supposed to take anything in that literal,
Right.
And that's what I've always believed, at least about the Bible. I've never read any other religious documents or anything like that. I read the Bible school as a kid and stuff like that. We read the Bible, and I always thought it was so, like, there was so much contradiction in it and all that and everything. But,
well, it's not the words that you're supposed to be reading, and that's one thing that's wrong with society is they're taking everything literally.
Yeah.
But when I translated it and I read it in the original language, when I read it, I had it literally in a I had like 6 different languages pulled up, and I would go through each word, each line, and I'd pull apart the word. There's actually a code in there, and it's kind of like a manuscript of how you can ascend spiritually. It's not. It was kind of like it was in those way back when they had those mystery schools. They had to protect some of that stuff, and they had to write it in such a way so not the general layman would get it. Right?
It was all cryptic.
Right, that was old school crypt. Yeah, like a crypto thing. It's encoded. It's not meant to be taken literally. It's meant to be taken metaphorically.
Stop touching me.
Shadow.
So.
Somebody just touched me. I'm sorry. Freaked me out. Somebody's playing with the back of my hair. I don't even like humans playing with my hair.
Yeah. Get him, Hudson.
But yeah, I mean, that's all very interesting to me. I'd like to get with like everybody else, like a one-on-one with each of everybody else, and learn more about what their particular field is in the paranormal and learn more about that and see how I could even further hone mine. Because I've been like I said, for most of my life, I ran away from it. I avoided it, ignored it, or whatever, and that made it even harder to go public with it later on. Now that I went public 5 years ago with it. And so for 40 years, I just kind of tried to keep it all to myself, not thinking nobody's going to understand this. Nobody's going to understand what's going on because, even though I seen the shows with people on the stage using their abilities and stuff and all that, I always thought it was, taboo I always thought it was, it's just the ramblings of a crazy kid or disturbed kid or something, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I want to learn more about other aspects of this that I had no idea even existed or like I said, I only know what I've experienced, I started paying attention in the last 4 years or so. I started paying more attention to the voices and what they were saying, and they're also cryptic.
Yeah.
It's kind of like pieces of a puzzle you have to put together to get the whole picture. It's a combination of what they're making me feel, what they're saying to me, and what they're projecting in my mind as a viewer.
That's what I'm learning.
Yeah, my K2
Trying
just
to
came up when you
understand
said that.
what they're saying to me and trying to hear them, and now I'm starting to feel them. Their pain.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't do spirit box. I'm getting more in tune with what I'm hearing through the spirit box.
All right.
There was one spirit session that I did, and it's been a while. Before we moved into this park, there's a big trailer over on the other road, and a young teenager. He was an older teenager, but he died of an overdose in the trailer. He came through my spirit box one night. He wanted some help to cross over, and he wanted some help to find his family, to find his family and see if they were still living. Plus, he wanted to cross over. So he was telling me how he died. What his name was, I can't remember his name. But I helped the gentleman. I helped him cross over.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like he came to me wanting. Hey, now we got quiet.
I know.
I'm sorry. I got distracted. I missed the end of that, Francis.
I was like,
I figured you would.
Francis, I was listening to a voice coming through, so that's why I was quiet.
On mine?
Mudcon.
A voice coming through mine?
I don't know whose it was coming through.
It
It would be only one of us three.
I have voices that come through my speakers. You all know this.
About 10 minutes ago, while you were talking, I was trying to get little Danny, which is another one of my little spirits over there, to come over and touch your K2, see if he could get to light up. He used to do it for Lou all the time.
It lit up while you were talking, and I said it lit up, but
yeah,
after you pointed it out that it was lighting up while you were telling your story, I was trying to ask little Danny to come over and mess with it, but I don't know. I mean, he used to do it for me all the time when with Lou.
Don said he heard the voice too.
Rock all the time.
Tell
Lou peeved that he'd be there at 3:00 in the morning messing with the cat. he's like, damn it, tell him to stop. So I had to tell him to stop visiting Lou.
Hi, Ralph.
What's
I'm
up?
back. So sorry, guys.
Welcome
Don heard the
back.
voice too, Christina.
Stop talking about her now, Mudcon. She's back.
You hear me, Christine? Don heard the voice too.
Yeah.
Who?
Don Boyle, he heard the voice too.
Oh.
Now I'm gonna eat dinner, so don't mind it as I stuff my face
Don't
with
mind
Taco
if
Bell.
What'd you get? What'd you get, Kelsey?
Taco Bell taco salad from Taco Bell.
Oh, that sounds so yummy.
Yeah,
And I got a
Taco
couple.
Bell.
I also got a couple Supreme burrito or Supreme Taco Supreme, soft Taco Supremes.
Trying to catch up live.
I love a good taco salad. Delicious.
I went to an elderly home once and I was outside to smoke a cigarette and wait. I turned around when there was 90-year-old and was away from my face.
Boo, 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 boo.
Oh. Right. That's one thing I am thankful of, like, that I don't actually see the active spirits, like, in the places they're in when they're met their demise, because that would kind of keep me up at night. I mean, it's enough to see the images they project onto me, but if I was to turn around and see, you know, this kid who was just in a horrific car accident or something, like, I mean, that would totally, like,
screw you up.
That would keep me up at night.
Yeah.
Feel them around. It's one thing to feel their energy. But, you know, and I'm comfortable with that by now. Like, I mean, I love having Sarah and Nancy and all them here hanging around and participating every now and again. But with Sarah, like, I don't know what Sarah would look like in her now form, but she has projected to me what she looked like as a child before her demise. And she's a beautiful little brunette girl. But in inquiring how she died, you know, I'm still kind of confused on the specifics of it, but it almost sounded like she was trying to describe either she was riding a bike and somebody hit her while riding a bike in a car, or that she was in a car with somebody driving and they had to swerve to avoid a bike rider and had a car crash, and that's how she died. One of the two. I'm still not sure on the specifics of that, but either way, if I can recall correctly, it was early to mid 70s when she passed away, and between the age of 11, maybe 13, I think. So, like, if she was to, like, show me what she looks like presently in that condition, I probably would be like, you know, I'd cringe at first, but, you know, I get used to things easily. You know, I adapt quickly. But, like, I just want to keep that image that she projected to me of this, you know, little girl, you know, dark pigtails and her yellow pink dress, and, you know, I'm assuming that's what she projected to me, that she was dressed up as during her service. Because for some reason, every time they show me an image of themselves, it's always in their best, you know, clothes or whatever. How they were dressed up for their funeral service. So obviously she was there for that, and for some reason hadn't crossed over and just ended up here. I did find a headstone across the street with the name Sarah Murphy on it. So I'm assuming I was mistakenly calling her Sarah Pinkerton. I don't know where I got Pinkerton from, but it didn't feel right to me. So I went across the street and I looked up Sarah's in the records of the cemeteries and stuff, and I came across the name Sarah Murphy. So I'm assuming, I mean, she responds to it. So I'm assuming, you know, that's her real name is Sarah Murphy. The only name she ever gave me was Sarah. And I thought I heard Pinkerton. So for a long time, I was calling her Sarah Pinkerton. Until a few months ago, or toward the end of last year, I discovered, I decided to do a little more research on Sarahs that were buried in the cemetery, because she did say she's from across the street. Well, 11, 12-year-old girl ain't going to be buried in a national cemetery, so obviously she's over there somewhere. So I did an inquiry of that and looked up death records and things like that, and the only Sarah I could come up with during that time frame, during that period, was Sarah Murphy. So I'm assuming the little girl here, her name is Sarah Murphy. She responds to it, you know, so, and she's one I don't mind hanging around. If I move to Florida, Sarah, you're more than welcome to look, hide your ass in the suitcase, whatever. We'll leave Dad and brother here, Nancy and Sarah and little Billy. Y'all can come to Florida with me if that happens. So I love having you guys around. You're awesome. Even little Billy's a little pain in the ass sometimes. Be knocking over my cameras and shit while I'm trying to record Sarah playing with the app. But yeah, that's on last night's live stream, by the way, if you guys want to check that out. And at some point, I also I recorded the spot on Marie Para UK's.
Yeah.
I was live on hers one time, and I was using that, and something had moved my phone. That's also on there somewhere as well, because I played that video as I was recording it on my live stream.
Yeah, I saw that.
That was awesome too. So
said that the comment he made about the lady standing like right here wasn't a ghost. It was a real lady.
Oh, okay. So, all right. Oh, so that was an actual person that you were talking about.
Yeah, but it freaked him out. It still freaked him out.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, I've only seen 3 actual spirits in my life. The first one was that little girl. Well, she wasn't the first one, but the one other than when a week after my grandfather, my mom's dad passed away, he came to me to say one final last goodbye. I was about 8 or 9, I think, when he passed away. And my grandfather, my dad's father, when he passed away, I was a little older. I was like 17 or 18, I think. And I kind of moved into my grandmother's house after he passed away to help her out and stuff. And I'm sleeping in she converted the den into a bedroom. And I used to stay in there. And she had an enclosed front porch, which my bedroom window looked out on. And I just woke up one night and looked out the window, and there's my grandfather standing there smiling, and then just, dissipates. Those are the only 2 real or 3 apparitions I've ever seen. The little girl from the 50s and Short Fry, says Greg. What's up, Greg? Yeah, I feel like I'm kind of dominating this here. I have a tendency to. Y'all can say shut the fuck up, Norm, at any time. Boomer. Why did I say that?
One car crash and a fire. We could not get the driver out. We tried and he burned to death. After we were talking to him, he died. His spirit came to me at the crash and told me it was okay. He knew.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Hey, Irish whiskey.
Now, I can only imagine that all these people that have actually seen the victims, like right there in front of them, like I can only imagine like there had to have been an initial shock that just like kept you up for days. Like I don't want to experience that. I don't want to see them. It's good enough to hear them and feel them and know that they're here. Yeah. Because that's the way it is. Like, until they cross over, when they make a physical appearance to us, that's why most people view it as something negative, because when they do present themselves to someone, mostly children are very susceptible to this. Doesn't necessarily mean they're gifted. They're going to maintain that gift or anything later on in their life. But most children see stuff like that, and because when they present themselves to us immediately after their demise, they're going to look exactly the way they did. Car accident victim gonna look like car accident victim. A fire victim gonna look like a fire victim, drowning, hanging, and so on. That's what makes it seem scary to people, and they don't, because all they see is what the end result was. They don't see the person that they were before that time of their demise. And I'm just glad, I'm fortunate that I'm not one of those that can see that. Like I said, it's bad enough they'll project images in my head describing their demise. They'll show me what they did look like, so I get images in my mind, but I would imagine it's a whole different story to actually have them right there in front of you, looking at them, seeing me, all like disfigured and stuff like that. Like, it'd be crazy. The mission collide with John and Ray.
He's rendering a video right now.
Oh,
Harris is rendering a video right now.
He's still editing it. Okay. Yeah, he said earlier that he'd probably be posting it sometime tomorrow, and yeah, I can't wait to see that. I want to be the first to comment on that, saying it's not all about you, John. Hey, Nalisha.
Send her a link.
Nalisha?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
I love me some Nalisha.
Me too.
Everybody loves Nalisha.
I hope when the time comes that I'm able to really see spirits, that they see me when they present themselves to me. It is what they look like before they passed, not in like a car wreck or something.
Well, those are generally the ones that have crossed over and are projecting through. They can do that too, but more times than not, if they're an earthbound spirit that hasn't crossed over yet, they're going to look like what they look like at the time. Like, when you saw that car accident victim, did it appear to you as what she looked like as a car accident victim, Diary, or did she look like the picture on the news?
No, I saw her as regular.
Oh, really?
However, this is what happens when they come to me.
All right.
They'll appear to me as they've normally looked, but when they want to show me what happened to them, it's kind of like a vision. I see it happening, like
okay,
how it happened. Now, however, the other night when Frances was having that ghost box session and she was feeling that pain, I kept typing in there because I had my eyes closed, and a lot of times I can see spirits with my eyes closed or with them open. This man kept coming to me and showing me what he looked like as he was like hit the deformed part of his face.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why he was doing that is because all of us in the chat who were picking up on what happened to him, he was trying to explain to us what happened.
Right. So it was progressive. it was progressive. Like he started out like normal, and he was progressively showing you what happened to him.
Right.
Oh wow!
So, like,
See, I never experienced that. They either show me what they look like now after they've crossed, or they show me what they look like at the time of demise. Those are the only two scenarios I've ever experienced. So wow, that's interesting.
When I was 11, when I seen my dad, I did when he passed. When he came to me, he did not look sick. He looked healthy. So when he said to come to say goodbye to me at that moment,
well,
I remember him as not looking sick.
Right. He had probably already crossed over and then just projected back through to show you, hey, look at me, I'm well again.
Yeah.
You know, that's the way it was with my grandfathers. It was a week after their funerals. They had already crossed over, but there was something they felt they had to come back and say to me, or you know, and that smile is what said to me, hey, I love you, you know, especially with my Grandpa Darling. It was surprising to see my Grandpa Darling come through because he was always the one that just like never kind of got close to any of us kids or anything. Like he was always like, you know, the tough guy all the time and everything. He never really showed his feelings, okay? And for him to come through to me and stand there and give me that smile as his last goodbye, you know, farewell to me was it was awesome. Like, because I don't remember my grandfather being that, you know, hard on your sleeve kind of guy. You know what I'm saying? And for him to smile, I never remember him really smiling. Other than maybe on Christmas when he's unwrapping presents and stuff, and any other time he was always the grumpy old man who, you know, didn't want to be bothered, leave me alone in my lazy boy watching my, you know, shows, you know, kind of thing. But yeah, my mom's father, on the other hand, was just the opposite of my dad's father. He was always the, you know, good spirited, happy, you know, like he always had a smile on his face and was always wanting to be involved with what us kids were doing. We'd sit down and play the game marbles and stuff with them and all kinds of stuff. I don't remember my other grandfather ever doing that stuff, but yeah, just let me know if there's anybody else on there that you want me to send a link to, Francis. And
send it to her hangout.
Hey,
yeah, I sent it to her in Hangouts.
Texas 3 says, when I die, I'm going to Boomer's house and I'll crawl down the stairs like the Grudge. I said
I won't be able to see it. It'll have no effect. I won't be able to see it.
I said since you know, time doesn't exist on the other side, maybe that's him. You can't figure out who's been haunting you, who we can see slithering up the stairs on the cam.
Yeah.
Maybe it is him.
That's all right. Hey, I welcome you here with open arms, no matter how ugly you look. just don't come at me like the bitch from Ring, okay? The Ring, that bitch is like, I'll drop kick you.
Thank you.
Oh, Mudkine, what's up, bro? That's awesome.
Thank you,
oh, wait, I was thinking this is my live stream. I'm like, oh, thanks, man. I got a $10 super chat. No. No.
Is your name Sis?
Much love, much love.
I do tend to act a little sissified sometimes. I mean, that's. I wasn't looking at the message. I was looking at them there. I was like, yeah, okay. See.
Y'all, I really hope that y'all don't care that I'm sitting here eating. I'm so sorry. I haven't had dinner.
Okay, I was eating during Boomer's.
I sat here and ate my dinner in front of all y'all. Ain't nothing. It ain't nothing.
Hey,
I'm
I was eating dinner during Boomer's. During Boomer's, I was eating, so I was eating my dinner.
Right.
I just don't want to be rude. You know, some people don't like it.
Dude, Patrick, I would rather see Freddy Krueger at the top of my stairs than that bitch from The Ring, okay? That bitch just, like, something about her. Like, yeah. She needs to keep her ass down there in that well, okay?
Why? Too funny.
But, yeah, I'll kick Freddy's ass. I don't give a shit. I'll just take that glove off his hand. He ain't nobody without that glove. You know what I'm saying? You know?
Irish Whiskey is editing a video where him and HSFL and Ray the Fam went to the mission. If you remember him going live with Ray the Fam a while back with HSFL.
Right. Look, Smexy.
He is editing that video right now.
Okay.
Oh, man.
And I got to correct myself, too. I was thinking of... No, I was... Never mind. I'm good. Was Friday... Or was Nightmare on Elm Street. Yeah, that's right. Freddy Krueger.
Rock looks so Smexy. Just saying. Nah, my tongue.
Damn. She'll forward that to my PayPal later.
Next month when I get it.
No, I'm just kidding. Shit.
It takes a month.
I'll be set by next month.
It takes a month for you to get super chats.
Yeah. Well, that's only if it comes. That's only if you have a balance of $100 or more in it.
Yeah.
If you don't have a balance of $100 or more by the 21st of each month, you have to wait till the next month to collect it.
Really?
Yeah.
They take 30%.
For some reason, right now I show 0, but I should have like $20-some in here right now, but AdSense shows 0. I don't understand what that's all about. But
Mudcon says, "Don't make me get mud dongs involved."
Well, how does the whole AdSense thing work? Like, I want to know how the AdSense thing works.
It's confusing as hell. Yeah. You sign up for an AdSense account, and then you have to assign a checking account, whatever, for if you want it. If you want them to send it directly to a checking account or something every 21st, well, between the 21st and 26th of every month,
I get mine on the 21st.
Otherwise, I think they send you a check each month. But if you want it to be automatically deposited into an account, you have to set up a checking account with them with all your routing number and your account number. And every month between the 21st and 26th, they automatically deposit it into your account.
Yeah.
But you have to have accumulated at least $100 or more before they'll do that. Otherwise, it'll roll into the next month.
Yeah.
It's crazy that you have to wait a month.
At least 100.
That's crazy that you have to even wait a month.
Yeah. And they take 50% too. So if you get $20.
Well, it's almost like working for the government, you know? When you work for the government, you get a check either bi-weekly or monthly, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, you have to have a checking account.
Well, you know, there's still a lot I've got to learn because, you know, I'm not, you know, monetized yet because, of course, I don't have 1,000 subscribers.
Yeah, you get there.
Yeah, there's a lot to learn. I can't wait to get there, though. I'm at 766.
Oh, there you go.
How many hours do you have, Kelsey?
Yeah, because you also need 4,000. You need 4,000 viewing hours too.
Yeah,
I have about 2,000 something hours.
You got
Yeah.
2,000.
Because I had
Yeah,
my
I'm halfway there. I've got about a little over 2,000, but I've only been doing it for since January.
And then
Are you freaking kidding me?
When you do get hours and you get your 1,000,
It took me over a year to get my 1,000 subscribers. It took me almost 6 months to get my viewing hours. I was like, wow. Damn.
Yeah, it's
January? Shit, you're doing good.
Yeah, I started in January.
Thank you. June, July, 7 months. 7 months. You're doing good. If you got over 700 subscribers and almost
1K today.
watch hours, yeah.
Yeah,
I've been busting my ass.
Yeah, technically, I've been doing YouTube for about 4 years. Between 3 different channels that the first 2 got deleted. This is my 3rd channel on this account that I started in January of 2018, and I didn't get monetized till just 2 or 3 months ago.
How long does it take to get monetized?
It depends. Like once you submit it, it can take anywhere from 3 weeks to 2 months. Some people said it took them too much for theirs to go through. Mine, see, I was still on suspension when mine went through. And by the time my suspension was up, I had mine. It took them about a week and a half, 2 weeks to monetize me once I submitted it.
Yeah, that's like me. It took me a year to get 1,000, but it took me less than 2 months to get monetized.
Yeah, so I guess like I would get notified by YouTube if I get monetized.
You'll get an email.
Yeah.
Okay.
You'll get an email.
By the way, congratulations, a big congratulations to Mudcon for hitting his 1,000 subscriber mark. That is a huge deal. He's worked his ass off to get there.
Hi, Lizzie's wife. How you doing, honey? Still hearing fireworks there, Boomer?
What?
Still hearing fireworks?
No, they kind of chilled out on the fireworks. I think the cops were called.
Hi, Lizzie's wife. Hello, sis.
Because they only set off about 3 or 4, and then suddenly it stopped. I think the cops came and shut it down.
Cool. Well, I heard one earlier, and that was it.
That one big one. Holy shit! There was a few more before that.
Are fireworks a trigger to you, Boomer?
Sometimes, yeah. Like they just kind of, I don't know. I mean, I'm not like, because I never really saw combat.
Yeah.
But it's still like I've been around that for so long. It's more like, I don't want to hear it anymore. Like I spent 3.5 years listening to mortars and live gunfire and being shot at for real just for training. You know,
that's scary as hell.
Over in St. Pete, he was a vet. He couldn't be around anything loud. He could not. He was shell shocked.
Oh yeah, if you're a combat veteran, it's even worse for the combat veterans.
Oh yeah,
they're shell shocked. It's called being shell shocked. You know, like if you like are playing with that bubble wrap stuff and it goes like that. I know guys that I worked with at the printing press who were veterans as well, and they were combat veterans from like Vietnam and shit. And they would literally freak out when they hear something like that, or a sudden loud bang, or I dropped a pallet one time accidentally, and one of the one of the first pressmen was there, and I dropped a pallet, and he kind of like hit the deck, like, and
Bless his
oh my God,
heart.
I'm so sorry, like, you know, like, yeah, they react with that. Hi, sis.
Hi,
Hey.
Boom.
Hey, girl.
Hey,
Hey,
Francis.
Nelisha.
Hi, Christine. Oh, there's Benny. Yay, Benny doll. I didn't see who you were in the corner for a minute.
Now she's being very quiet.
I'm eating in the dark.
How are you doing tonight?
Patrick says he knows that feeling, Boomer, of being shell shocked.
Yeah, yeah.
So do I.
How are you doing, Miss Alicia?
I'm just okay. I'm just okay.
Well, that's good. At least you're okay.
I got really handed to combat veterans.
Yeah, really, really, Boomer. I agree.
There were plenty in my unit that didn't come back just because they couldn't take it. They either ditched or committed suicide while they were deployed. You know, and that's not including the ones that didn't make it back because of enemy fire as well. But yeah, I gotta give it to those ones that survived long enough to come back.
Yeah, Patrick said
Yeah.
he too. Patrick is a vet too.
Yes,
Yeah.
thank you, everyone that's out there that has served. Thank you so much for your
I
service.
am thinking about going to the abandoned cemetery tomorrow and going to the Dollar Tree and buying like a few. I mean, you get a pack of 3 and getting like a few flags and putting them on the vets cemetery there because it's an abandoned cemetery. There's not many people that visit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I want to show that they're not forgotten, you know.
Yeah, my cousin was in the MPs, Patrick. Yep, MPs combat. Yep.
Supernatural is also a vet.
Who?
Supernatural Lost Adventures.
Oh, really? Wow. Hoorah. Man, I gotta figure out how to like get that fan to blow directly this way.
Okay, this is going to be a very stupid question. Everybody's going to think I'm really stupid for asking this, but I'm going to ask anyways because I don't care. So, if and I should probably ask my dad this since he's a retired police officer. If someone's a police officer or a retired police officer or retired firefighter, is that considered being a vet as well?
Well, it's not vet status, but they should be recognized as civil servants. We're all civil servants. Okay, anyone who works for the government, whether it be local government, federal government, we're civil servants. And if you're a policeman, officer, first responder, fireman, or anything like that, like your duties are basically just as detrimental as anybody who's ever served in the armed forces, which they do deserve recognition for that.
I agree because I mean they risk their lives every day too.
Yeah, exactly. And I make knowledge of that in Green Bay as well. Cap 7, they say, look, we need to include everybody that's ever.
All right, Grammy. Hello, Grammy.
Yeah.
They are considered first responders, but they are very detrimental to us. So yes, they should be saluted too because they put their lives on the line, just like somebody in the military.
Yeah.
On Memorial Day, when we have our Memorial Day parade here, you'll see, like, not only are there, veteran units and the VFW and stuff like that marching through, they got the fire service, they got their local police service in the parades and stuff. Like, all those people, they deserve the same respect as any.
No problem, my son. I will tweet you. Definitely. Thank you, honey.
I need your address to send you something. Send me a DM on Twitter.
Okay, no problem, Mudcon. Thank you, sweetheart.
Mudcon, my PO box is on my about in my.
Yeah, Mudcon, you know my address. No, but I got something coming in the mail already. Thanks to Mudcon.
I should be having something coming in the mail too, right, Alicia?
Alicia's not saying anything.
No,
she forgot she was muted.
I forgot I was muted. And I was just talking. I was just talking away to myself. It's like any ordinary day. I was talking away to myself like any ordinary day. I'm like, yes, sir, brother. Yes, sir. And it will improve homemade apple cider.
That would be like the third package my sister has sent me.
Hold on.
That makes it worth having a PO box.
I'm gonna mute my camera.
Sorry, I had to
next month.
Do what?
I will have a PO box next month.
Oh yeah, you gotta make sure you give us that PO box.
I definitely will.
I just got a PO box a week ago.
Because I got something I want to send you for your little doll back there.
All right.
Yeah, it's called a Zippo lighter.
Thank you, Mudcon. Mudcon, I just messaged you on Twitter. And hello, Bengal Paranormal. Hello, honey. We had a climber fall 80 feet off a mountain. Ooh, wonderful.
Join military or serve the population to protect others. You should be acknowledged. Absolutely supernatural. Absolutely. I agree with that 100%. I've always said it.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. Oh, there's my apple butter.
Oh, I love apple butter.
Yum, yum, yum.
I had no apple butter in a minute.
I love apple butter.
As a matter of fact, I ain't had apple butter since.
I'm doing the Vanna White thing. You guys give me props.
Vanna White.
Oh, that's the dark stuff too. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, you know what they say, the darker the berry.
Yep, the darker the berry, the sweeter the juice.
Mrs. Green Thumb, that is nice. How you doing tonight?
Well, you're
Mrs.
right,
Green
Shadow.
Thumb is in the chat.
This is
You're
Green
right,
Thumb.
Is that too dark for you, Boomer?
No, not at all. I like the darker stuff. Like my grandma would make it, but it was never really. I think it was my aunt that made it a little bit like what yours looks like.
Well,
and like everybody in my family, like my aunts and my grandparents and stuff, they're constantly always making stuff like that.
Well, I'll have to tell you, I made a bunch of it, and that's my last jar, and I promised it to you. So, as long as I know how to make it, it's not the last jar ever.
That's true. That's true.
And I made it last year, and it gets darker once you can it. And, you know, you feel it till the lid suctions down, so it's got a vacuum on it. And
keep me in your mind, Miss Alicia, next time you make some.
Of course, you're my friend. I love you. Sure. Find me.
Francis.
You can give me your.
I know the last I said next time she makes some.
Yeah, you can give me your info on my Facebook Messenger.
Oh,
You know that.
I'll put that toast for you, Francis. I'll wrap it up, put it in a Ziploc sandwich bag, and send it right out to you.
So when I left and I had to move a bunch of stuff to the next room, and the fan and the phone and the computer and everything, when we left, you guys were talking about paranormal experiences and stuff.
Yes.
And when I came
I was
back,
just wondering if you were going to mention that.
When I came back, you know, I brought it to the grandmotherly type boring stuff to like cooking and canning. God, who am I? There's so many different facets to me. God, I don't know.
That just makes you extra sparkly. The more facets you have, the more sparkly you are. You know that, right?
No.
Oh yeah, baby.
He's like wants to know what apple butter.
I saw his face before. Yeah, there's not a lot that do know me, Miss Green Thumbs. I'm nobody. I'm a nobody.
You're an
Don't feel bad.
Boomer, thank you. Let's get him. Drink.
Listen, ask Lisa what apple butter is.
I wanted to tell Lizzie. She says, "What is it, Miss Dreamwalking Angel? Butter? It doesn't look like butter. It's called butter because it behaves like butter when you spread it. It's a butter-like substance, but it's apples that I peeled and I cooked down real slow to make it. It was almost like an applesauce, but I put spices in it, and I cooked it for a long time, and I used some apple juice.
So good.
I took a shortcut last year, and I used my crock pot, and I let it cook for 24 hours. I filled up a huge crock pot with a bushel of apples, and they cooked down really, really small. And then with the apple juice and all the seasonings and spices I put in there, when it was done, I let it cool off, and I put it in glass jars, and I did a canning technique so it would be vacuumed. And it's not applesauce at all, but it comes out smooth like
creamy.
Creamy bread or crock pot
So
dough.
good.
You put it on buttered toast, and it's not like jelly now.
No,
it's not.
Like jelly.
I usually like jelly though. It goes good on peanut butter. Let me tell you.
I can see how the apples and the peanut butter would work together. Very well.
I mean, the concept I was going on, like that was our childhood snack after school. You know, sliced up apples with peanut butter. Mom would give us the snack after school. Apples. So when I discovered apple butter, my grandma and aunts and stuff used to make it all the time. I was like, hey, you know, it looks like a spreadable. It almost looks like a jam, kind of. You know, so I'm thinking apples, peanut butter taste good together. So I tried it, and I'm like, damn, that's slamming. So I would spread the apple butter on a peanut butter, make a sandwich out of it, and have apple butter peanut butter sandwich.
Oh, you can have it on waffles. You can put it on a banana. I mean, you can do so many things with apple butter.
Make me some, Alicia.
I was just going to say, and it's so good for you because of it being apples #1 and all the spices.
The spices in it. Cinnamon is good for you. The apple butter that I've got, I put it up like a year in advance and then eat it.
Yeah, send me some.
My last jar has been promised to my brother from another mother, Boomer, and I haven't made any this year. But there's some things that I do have to make that are
precedent.
That are of the alcoholic nature because it's time to ferment some fruit in order for it to be good at Christmas time.
You know, you should also do like canned green beans and stuff. I've never had that before, but oh god, I bet it's so good.
Lizzie's Life wants to know, does it have a lot of sugar in it?
It has some sugar in it.
Yes, a lot though.
But the apple juice that I buy is 100% apple juice that doesn't have the high fructose sugar in it. It's just pure apple juice.
Natural juice.
So it gives it a natural sweetening. Now the apples are sweet by themselves, but it's not going to liquefy enough to be the apple butter that I need it to be. So I use a little of both, and I wrote down what I do so I don't have to guess every time. And so I put apple juice in it that's not got the high fructose sugar and stuff that would kill you. It's natural apple juice. Even though if you're a diabetic, you have to watch that because it has natural sugar in it that will make you like that.
The sugar helps with the texture.
So I don't know.
Yeah.
The texture is smooth.
Yes.
Right out of her garden.
So creamy.
Well, I can go to a local grocery store here.
Oh my god!
I can go to a local grocery store here, and they will pick like fruit off the produce counter, and they put them in a box, and they're going to take them to a dump. They'll take peaches. Well, I'll go home and I'll blanch the skin off of it where I've got the fruit on the inside. And blanch is a technique that you put it in hot boiling water for a few seconds, and when you pull it out, the skin slides off. So I cut off all the little bad parts and keep the very, very juicy, healthy, good parts that's still there and throw away the bad. Then I've got fruit that I can make jam with or wine.
Oh, man.
Or apple pie or peach cobbler, Boomer. And I can buy a whole big box for $1 because I'm a professional fool. I know how to get by.
Know how to make stuff, do shit.
About film TV.
The girl's MacGyver, okay?
Yes, she can make
Alicia. Remember when you and I were at?
I'll never forget. I was wondering if you wanted to talk about it too.
I was going to let you share because it was our experience, but it was at your house. So go on. It was very, very cool.
I've already
You can start out with Benny Loco and I. We're having a wonderful conversation.
Boomer's going to be surprised about this one too.
Okay,
Benny,
I'm on a mute.
I'm going to need you though. I'm going to need you.
I'll jump in as needed, honey. I'll jump in as needed. I don't want your mic to get muddled. I want everybody.
I don't even know what I'm going to say, but Benny and I were talking. We were having a long conversation that I needed to have and she needed to have. We don't get together and get to talk as women, as friends, as much as we want to. Oh, I heard about Chill's TV today.
Yeah.
Bless him in prayers.
Chill's TV in your prayers. He is going to have heart surgery on the 16th. So keep him in your prayers, please.
Okay, that's almost 2 weeks away, you guys. Much prayers, Chill's TV. Don't freak out.
Got a lot of time to push a lot of power. Yeah, no.
We'll be praying
just relax, breathe in.
And your perspective is it's the beginning of a future where you're going to feel better.
Yeah.
I've done this surgery so many times. I assure you, you're going to feel better afterwards than you do right now. It may take some time before you do. But, you know, I'm not in your place. I can't give you any advice. I've never been in that situation, but I've been in some hospital. But I can totally say perspective is everything. Don't let it get you. You get it as quick as you can mentally so it don't have you. Much prayers, that's what I should have said.
right.
I talk too much. I'm trying to extend my big heart. Am I screwing it up?
That's right.
All right. Lizzie's life said, Dream Marking Angel, you can make anything.
Yes, you are.
What did she say?
He said, you can make anything, can't you?
Yes, she
No.
can. She's the
I'm
maker
still-
of all making
No,
that can be made. Yes.
I'm still
I've
learning.
seen you working with your little hands.
right,
Of course, we're all still learning. Don't use as excuse.
It's an explanation, not an excuse, and they differ widely.
Hi, Atlantis TV.
You're right.
Hi, Dave.
You're right.
Okay, Alicia, now you talk about you and Benny.
Benny and I had a paranormal experience at my house. Her and I were talking. We were talking about something very exciting. She was saying powerful, positive things to me to make me feel, to encourage me to feel more confident about myself than what I do. Currently, I'm behind on ass kickings, Ben. You just note that. Anyway, when we're talking about destiny and what I feel like I was, Boomer disappeared since.
Boomer, where you at?
Where?
You better not have.
Boomer.
Boomer.
I'm here, guys.
Oh.
Camera off. I'm listening.
He just turned his camera off, but it was important for me because I knew he'd been excited for this. But you guys love me, so I'll tell you.
Yeah, now where the hell did you go?
Thank you, Bruce. So,
go ahead,
Benny was doing a wonderful job. And we were talking about things that I have a natural bent for, which was art and music and things that are just in my DNA. It's not that I love to do it. I have to do it. Right. And like I told Kid 7 on the panel last night, not being able to do it undoes me. I'm undone. You can't make me not blue-eyed and black hair. I've always had black hair and blue eyes, and to not be able to do what I feel like I was created to do destroys the very DNA of me. It takes away my essence.
That's right.
While we were talking, and I'm sitting in the same spot, if you were to extend, ladies and gentlemen, your left hand with it up like a street or a traffic cop with the hand up, stop, straighten your arm out. When I do, at the end of my hand, I can touch this tall bookshelf, which is about 16 inches wide, and it's about 7 feet tall. And I have boxes of craft stuff in it. On top of one of the boxes of my craft stuff, while we were talking, she said, she and I both heard a loud bang because I felt it. She saw something, and I don't know if you can see me on camera, Francis and Kelsey and Christine, but I know Benny can. She saw it coming off of camera, and it landed on my shoulder from that far away. That far away. I mean, I wasn't touching. I'm sitting here talking.
We were talking.
She said, what happened to you? And I looked, and a stack of music, sheet music, fell off. A sketch pad fell off. Music and art. And there was a little laptop computer that fell off.
It was amazing.
And we were talking about this stuff. And after that happened,
I just got chills.
We began to see these silver, the color of mercury. Things would go behind my head where I am. It would just whiz around. And they started to move like this. And then the light went.
It was so beautiful.
And she saw it. And she was talking about the light within me. And I got so emotional and excited. And I said, I got in trouble a lot as a kid because I got accused of blowing out light bulbs because of my energy. And I was with one ex that slapped my face one time for blowing out a light bulb. And he used to accuse me of burning the fuse out in his car just by sitting down. And I have cashiers that ask me to back away from the register. So they don't even know me. But for some reason, it's me. And it happens in different states and in different towns. And I'm talking to Benny Loco and I'm feeling what she's feeling and I'm connecting to this. And all of these lights start one at a time.
It's like
I saw it twice, and I didn't say anything. But the third time it happened, I asked her. Then it started moving more and she started seeing it.
Yeah.
And while we were talking about it is when the light bulb brightens really big, and it dimmed, and it did it twice. But something flew off the bookshelf, and it was that far away.
Physically,
I wasn't near it. I wasn't touching it.
It was crazy cool.
If you guys see me, I talk with my hands, and if I had to sit on my hands, I'd stutter. I talk with my hands as if, So, yeah, we started something.
Yes.
And I just know it was all kinds of confirmation for God because I'm growing.
That's right. That's
I'm taking 2 steps forward.
See,
I'm taking 1 step back into
what it was, you needed a fireworks show. You needed a literal fire under your ass.
Yeah.
And that's what that was.
Yeah.
Like, if that wasn't confirmation, I don't know what was. And
that is so beautiful.
I got to be there when it happened.
She got chills because she was watching it.
I am still having chills right now. Every hair in my body is sticking.
Oh, me too.
Well, Nalisha, you know what you're feeling?
That
You're
was
feeling the
just.
Holy...
Now listen, I had
Nalisha?
not shared that with anybody
That is amazing.
at all. Just I was waiting for you to come to the right time when you wanted to share, and I'm so glad you did.
Well, you know what you're feeling, Alicia? That's called the Holy Spirit.
Yes, I'm very familiar with his presence. There is no doubt.
Yeah.
I give that experience. There was so much confirmation going on.
It was over and over. It was repeated. It was hello, hey, hello.
Yep.
You know, Dream. Hey, Dream.
And I kept telling Benny, I said, I feel foolish. Why am I so old and just now? Because I know my life story. Why am I just now chasing dreams? And that's when things flew at me.
Just went off the hook.
That's incredible.
It really was.
I'm telling you something, Alicia. I'm telling you something.
Sheet music and a sketchbook that I had sketches in.
And guess what? It came out that one sketch, the last sketch you did, it was still open on that, and it was a sketch of your eye.
It was. It wasn't intended to be my eye.
Yeah.
I was on Boomer's panel the night I did it.
No, I was there.
I was there.
Yes, I was.
I was just fiddling with the pencil at random. And what comes out.
By the way, I love that whenever you were sketching on his panel. It was so awesome. You should do that more often.
I feel so comfortable hanging out around Francis and Kelsey and Christine and Benny and Boomer. And I just feel like I can flow.
Well, good. Because
I'm glad.
I
love you, girl.
I love you, Alicia. You know that.
I've loved her. I've loved Francis for a long time, and I'm just getting to know Kelsey and Christine a little bit. But something just happened. I just felt another woo. There's the connection going on here. We just clicked.
Yeah.
It was kind of like the lock blocked another notch.
It's a clicking sound.
Panel.
Totally is. Totally is a clicking sound. I hear it. It's a physical sound. When I meet somebody that it's immediate, and it's a physical sound in my head. Click.
Yep.
It really is.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and you know who you're gonna jive with. I do anyway, like immediately.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
so like seriously so blessed to know you guys.
Totally.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah.
The more of us are to work together,
My
the better it is.
my brother in spirit guards is one of my spirit family. He guards me. He's very protective. He is comfortable enough to come through Kelsey's spirit box every time she does spirit box.
Sweet.
Every time she does spirit box.
Yeah, it's
He
neat.
only comes through people's spirit box that he trusts. He'll come through Lou's. I don't know if he's come through Boomer's. Boomer said he's heard his name before. But he only comes to people that he knows.
He's actually made my my EMF meter go off.
Very cool.
Yes. He will come to anybody's that, you know, I tell him, hey, it's cool. He has no
I have to go be a referee for a second.
Okay, no problem.
I'll be right back. Teenagers.
But I love each and every one of you guys on this panel. You guys are my sisters. Boomer's my brother. Everybody in panel is my sister, my brother. And Carla, I'm glad to have you back. I don't know what was going on, but I'm glad to have you back, sis. Much love.
And Francis, I want to tell you, thank you for letting me talk about that story. And I hope I didn't in any way disrespect you or take over.
No. When I usually have panels, I just sit back and I laugh my butt off, or I get in the conversation. I let you guys.
Well, I just wanted to make sure that everything was
fine. You're fine. You see, when Boomer gets on panel, he takes the show over.
And Ghost Mafia is the same way too.
I didn't want to come into your room with a whoa, Alicia's here. That's not your attitude at all.
I understand that. I know that. I can feel that. You're not wanting to. I let everybody talk. Hello, HSFL. Welcome, my brother. Hello, John.
Hey, John.
Hey, John.
What are you doing, little bit? Ow. And then
I really needed this social interaction.
Hi, Adonis.
Oh yeah, it is. It's really good to have.
Yes.
But I'd love to talk to you later, Alicia, about what you're going through, because I went through the same thing.
I would love to talk to you. I'm thinking, I don't know if it's the same. We're all different, but I bet there's a lot of similarities, and I would be open to listen. Is all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Why don't I know how to say anything simply like, yes, sure, I'd love to. Words.
That's me. I always have an explanation.
Hello, my name is Nalisha, and I'm sorry.
Yes. Oh my God. Okay, my husband, I'm like, I always have to explain everything with everything. It's terrible.
You have to use the exact right proper word, or he pretends he doesn't understand it.
Yes.
You gotta speak.
Oh my God.
Well, just
drives me crazy.
I don't want to be bilingual. I can do hand signals just fine.
Yeah. Or like, why don't you just understand me? Why can't you just speak my language?
Because they want you to speak theirs.
Dear God.
Don Broyle is hilarious. He's got this real dry humor, and I get it because I grew up in dry humor family. My dad,
so sweet.
I get it. Oh,
nice. My God's so sweet.
Oh, I've heard nothing but.
I'm not gonna say what he doesn't want nobody to know, but he's sending me something when he finds it.
Aw.
Hi Keenan, how you doing, honey? Happy Independence Day. Happy 4th of July, everybody. It's after midnight.
Hey.
Oh, happy 4th of July.
Happy 4th.
Yeah, we're just staying home. I've been running for the last 3 days. I'm staying home.
I've been resting up from a very long road trip weekend. And I just need to tell that on my channel. And some people are going to call me crazy and say I'm embellishing. But those that don't know me very well.
Yeah.
I don't tell you everything because you couldn't handle it.
Yeah.
And if what you hear, you think that's far-fetched and embellishing, you should hear the part I had to leave out because I didn't trust you with it.
Yeah.
Did you see what John said? He said, Boomer looks outnumbered and then testosterone up there.
Oh, Boomer loves hanging out with the ladies.
It's not, he probably, now, Boomer has fallen asleep on my panel before.
Oh, Francis, I fell asleep on his last night, but it was about 4 a.m.
Yeah.
To my credit, Christine.
Yeah.
I know for a while. I was like, and then I just, I woke up, it was about 7, and I was still in the recliner. It was so embarrassing and hilarious because of at least the mic was off this time. I fell asleep on his panel before you guys, and I had turned the mic. I had not turned the mic off, and I was snoring softly. And then thank God it wasn't loudly. They made it sound like it was a lion in Africa that was making noise. Like, you guys, that's the closest either one of you will ever know to the truth. So there, you're lucky. Or maybe not. Never mind. Depending on what perspective you have. So, Kelly, I'm a goofball. You figured that out?
Oh, Nalisha, I was going to tell you something earlier. I don't know what it is about your voice, but it's like you have a very soothing voice, and I feel like you would be a really good storyteller, like a book reader. Like I would sit here for hours and listen to you read.
I've bought a bunch of storybooks to read for children to put on my other channel that I made for my grandchildren.
Oh, that would be
because I love to read out loud, and I grew up reading out loud, and my father was a storyteller, and all the children in the neighborhood would gather around him because of the way that he told stories. He didn't have books. No. It was a natural generational mountain thing where we come from. We always pass down the stories and stuff.
Yeah.
And we'd have you just sitting there enticed, and then boom, and would scream.
Yes.
Were
you a teacher?
Not professionally, but I taught my children a lot before they ever went to school. All my kids could read and write to like the 1st and 2nd grade level because they loved to read like I did. And I raised a granddaughter, and I also homeschooled her for some years, and I read to her. And by the time she was 4, she was in 2nd grade books because she took to it like a duck to water. She was, I never forced anything. I just share the love of what I love, and then they love it too. And so I spent hours and years reading. From my baby brother.
My mom told me when I was 3, because she used to read to me every night. I took the book away from her and read to her when I was 3.
That's cute.
Alicia.
All right, Grammy, hurry back, honey.
I could totally sit here and listen to people read like children books, even though I'm an adult. I still love children books for some reason. I guess it's because it takes me back to my childhood, and I could seriously, I could totally hire someone to read a book to me to let me fall asleep at night. It's just a comfort thing. It gives me that
Aw.
motherly feeling. Like my mom is very soft spoken, like you are, and so it's just relaxing to me. And my mom reads really well. And I guess that might be where I got it from when I do read. Because I was
read just like I talk at
teacher.
the same speed in conversation.
Yes.
When I read, I'm not stumbling over the words and how do you pronounce this, because I don't have to. I was blessed with that ability to read. So when I read, I can read at a glance almost the whole page. So I'm reading it to you in a conversational speech, just like I'm talking, but I'm actually reading the book. And before I stop, because I'm talking again in Francis's stream a whole lot.
It's okay.
My children's father did not like to read, and we lived in Harlan, Kentucky for a long time, and the babies was little, and we didn't have a TV. We had a actual wooden coal stove, and it was a cold winter, and we used our radio to pick up WSB Atlanta at night. That was our entertainment. We could hear the Panthers up there. But I had some books that I got from, one of those book subscription things back in the day. You promised to buy 3 for $99 and sign up for a year. I'd ordered a whole bunch of Stephen King books because that was my jam. I sat up for a month, night after night, reading Night Shift out loud.
Oh, wow.
Oh, and that was when he began to love Stephen King. And I have thought about that so many times, how I would love to get on YouTube and read. But with the copyright thing, I'm wondering if it's just the same as singing.
Probably.
I could maybe get in trouble. But I so wanted to read Misery, because in the movie where she just breaks his legs, no. In the book, she chops his feet off and she cauterizes him.
Don't you love books? Oh, gosh.
Don says, Kelsey, I read books backwards. So if I read to you, you're going to be really, really confused.
Yes. That's great. Yeah, I love reading. I love listening to people read. I don't like auto books. I've never been a fan of auto books. I guess that's what they're called, right? Audio books. I'm sorry. I do not like audio books. Jesus.
I would have said audio books too. Yeah, car books. I like to read in the car. I like to read in the car too, but most of the people prefer I drive and not be looking at the book.
No, but really, I hate audio books. I don't like listening to that type, because that type will literally put me to sleep, and it's very boring, and they have no
it's
the word?
monotone.
Yes, they don't have any excitement at all.
It's like Win Ben Stein's Money.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember that. Ben Stein. Boomer's back.
I think I'm gonna leave this show to you ladies now and enjoy my stolen burger.
Stolen burger?
I hang out in the chat. Yeah.
You stole a burger?
My mom's fridge.
He's the Hamburglar.
I went around my mom's fridge, grabbed a few things.
Food never tastes better than it does when your mama made it. And what's on her plate tastes better than what's on your plate. Right, Francis?
I had to make it. Well, she provided it, so.
Well, I thought you might.
You ladies to it. And get up out of here.
All right, Boomer, thank you for being up here.
Yeah, I'll be in the chat for a while.
All right, love you, Boomer.
All right, much love, y'all. Love you, sis.
Hey, Boomer.
Take it easy, everybody.
Love you.
All right.
Bye.
What the? Alrighty.
It's just us ladies now.
Benny just fell off the panel.
Who did?
Benny Loco.
Benny.
The same time Boomer left, Benny disappeared.
Maybe she meant to. I don't know. Maybe she accidentally.
Boomer. She wanted to say something to Boomer, I think.
I don't know. Maybe she thought she was closing
Well, I'm not
Boomer off.
leaving. Boomer was leaving. Don says I read like 5-year-olds. See spot run. Mommy, I can't do this. It's too boring. I used to love to read. I mean, the last things like somebody said in there, the last thing I read was like Stephen King and Anne Rice and stuff like that.
I love to read Anne Rule, the true crime stories.
Yeah, I've read her too.
The news. Did you know that Anne Rule, the crime story writer, worked in the suicide helpline down in Florida with Ted Bundy?
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
She read a whole story on how she was, worked with him.
Before anybody knew who he was. He was working for the suicide. He was trying to help people not kill themselves, but he didn't mind to do it for them.
Yeah, really.
What a sick, twisted perspective.
Yes, yes.
He has an Anne Rule book.
Sorry. You're fine. I like to read, oh my gosh, what is her name? I had it. V.C. Andrews books.
Oh, Flowers in the Attic.
So do you know the Cutler Cove series? Oh man, that one's a good one. The Flowers in the Attic and Cutler's Cove.
I haven't read a book in a while.
I'm going to ask you if you've ever read the one she wrote called Heavenly.
No, I haven't.
It's a little girl. And it's surprisingly enough a mountain hillbilly story in Appalachia, and the little girl's name is called Heaven, and her middle name is Leigh. Lee.
Oh, I love it.
And it's a V.C. Andrews story, so it's very twisted.
Yes, I love her stories. Oh my god, I never did read the Flowers in the Attic series, which I would really like to read that series. I just got the Cutler Cove series. I read it as a teenager. That's what made me fall in love with books. And that was the first series I ever read. And then I read the Twilight series, and I loved the Twilight series.
Yeah,
now, the next books that I want to read, I've seen the movies, but I want to read the 50 Shades of Grey books.
Ooh.
My mom has them, so I'm probably going to read them.
That's what Bruce is reading.
Oh, yeah, those are supposed to be really good.
I don't need any tips. I like to read Anne Rice.
I can wrote that. I just don't. I'm just going to be shy and turn red in the face, but I don't need it. I'm good, thank you.
Anne Rice. No, I didn't get into the witches version of hers, where all the book about witches. I got into the vampires, like Lestat and all them. Like when she came out with Interview with a Vampire, the movie. That's the series I read for Anne Rice.
I don't even know who Anne Rice is.
Read her Vampire Chronicles. Oh man.
Yeah. Didn't Tom Cruise star in that movie?
Yeah. The two famous guys, Tom Cruise and
Brad Pitt.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were vampires. One was a vampire. Oh, the Hardy Boys. I remember them.
Betty Van Tassel, who is also Mama Yorkie.
That's Mama Yorkie.
Yeah, she said that in the chat.
Yeah,
she said Mama Yorkie in the chat.
Mama Yorkie in the house.
Hello, hello. Nalisha means to say that just doesn't bake my cookies.
What Davy boy? What pretty boy?
He is so funny. I swear. I've just watched his videos and I haven't got a chance to get to know you at all. But
I will.
we'll be. Que sera, sera. Whatever will be, will be. I think of that every time I see her name.
You see this?
No.
Oh my God.
Oh. Frances, my oldest daughter, loved her beloved kitty. It was 9 months old. It died of feline leukemia. She's so beautiful. And then come to find out her siblings died of the same thing.
I had to put a cat down because of that.
She didn't know until she got sick. And then the next day she was gone. And that's how she found out. And that the person that she got it from told her the next day. She goes, well, its litter mates died from that. And we're like, So my daughter is just so heartbroken over losing her cuddle buddy. Her baby.
Sad.
It was so because she'd never lost a pet in her life, and she's devastated. She can't hardly breathe still. She said it's almost like what she would imagine losing a child would be like.
Oh yeah.
I mean, she's hiccup crying, y'all.
That's rough.
That's why to let you guys know, that's why you haven't seen Nostalgic Ashley. A few days ago, she got her ashes back from her kitty that she had that helped her through so much hard times. That's why she hasn't been on lately, if you haven't seen her. Because she got her ashes back. She's having a hard time. Because
that cat is just chilling on your shoulder. It's so cute.
Yeah. The cat is grooming you.
This is Adonis. This is one of my little ones.
So sweet.
They're spoiled. They're healthy. They're spoiled.
They're taken care of. There's no doubt. There's no reason to ever question because, I see how well she takes care of them, and it wouldn't be in my business anyway, but we've all seen how she loves her babies.
Oh, yes.
Well, hang on. Where is he? Where is he? Where is he? Come here. Watch out. Come here, Tor. Oh, he's a little grouch. But this is my newest one.
Ah,
This is
beautiful.
the one I got from the shelter. They're having a free bees wage on the adoptions. And this is the one I got. This is Thor. He's 7 years old. He's still getting used to the house and everything. So he's a little grouch.
Oh.
He got me good last night.
That was his first warning.
Yeah, he's starting to warm up, but it's getting there because they got to get used to the house and the other babies. So yeah. Hey, Robert! Happy 4th of July to you too. Yeah, he's 7. Big baby. He's a big baby though. He'll warm up.
I'm going to put my mic on for a
second. Okay, Mama Yorkie, thank you for stopping in and keeping us updated, sis. Much love. Much love.
Good night,
Robert. Fighting Spirit. How are you doing today, Robert?
Yeah, I'm probably going to have to hop off here in just a minute because I got to get up in the morning. So
that's fine.
But I've really
What happened to Christine? Where'd you go, sis?
Christine, which is also another Stephen King book, by the way.
Yes, it is. About a haunted car.
Oh, let me ask you all. Do you know that? I don't know. I'm sure you do. Did you ever see that movie, The Langoliers?
Yes.
No, not yet.
Oh my God, it's so good. I love older stuff anyways.
Stephen King.
And oh God, that movie's just creepy.
Kelsey, I would just enjoy spending time with you. We like the same things, I tell you.
Yes.
And we've got the same wonky sense of humor. And I would enjoy spending time with Francis and the babies too. If I ever got down there, have her out or take her to eat.
My mom was telling me the other day, she said, you know, I have never noticed
Be right back. I gotta grab
anybody really like my age, you know. She was like, I've never noticed really anybody your age being on your panels and you being with people on other panels your age. And she said, I've always known you to be like an old soul, but I just didn't realize, you know, you really are more like people that are older than you, you know.
That's right.
And that is me. It's just I don't like really to hang around people my age because they're so freaking annoying.
Tell me about it. That's the way I was when I was growing up. I seem to hang around older people. I don't know why, but
Yeah, that's just, I don't know. I've always been that way myself.
either my age or older.
I have a hard time keeping friends that are younger or as young as me. I'm not young, but you know, as old as me.
Old.
But
Yes.
You're not ready to draw a
Remember today, everybody remember today is Cab 7's birthday.
Yes.
How old do y'all think I am?
I'm gonna say you're probably 32, maybe, if at the oldest.
Now, what about you, Francis?
I'd say about 30.
Okay, so Christine knows how old I am, I think. Right, Christine?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. So, okay, I'm looking at everybody else's comments.
39.
I'm definitely not my best looking tonight. Okay, if y'all would have seen me yesterday.
Yeah,
she was so overwhelmingly, stunningly beautiful. Her makeup, her eyelashes, her lipstick, her hair was dead. Girls, I look at myself in the mirror and I almost want to slap myself in the face. I'm like, I don't know how she did that, but I'm gonna try.
So how old are you?
I am gonna be 27 this month.
27.
Okay. See, that's why I was afraid of you. You shouldn't anything.
Yeah, Dawn was the closest. Well, Honey Bubs was closer. Well, no, they were in between. I'm in between their answers. I am 26 right now, Honey Bubs, so I guess you are correct. But yeah. Well, I guess because I can't talk tonight for shit. I'm stuttering so damn bad tonight.
Well, do you love me anyway? Because I really overshot it and I didn't mean to. I didn't think I was right.
I was going to say between 28 and 30.
It's really fun. I look like shit tonight.
Well,
but I do act older than I am, so that kind of gives that appearance. You know, it gives that thought. But yeah, my birthday is July 21st. So excited.
Oh yeah, Kelsey. I mean, not Kelsey, but Diary. If you're still here, sweetheart.
Diary, I hope you come back.
Remember the message I sent you about Mom?
Yeah.
Her birthday is July. She's in heaven, but July 13th. I want to know what kind of cake mix to get.
Christine, isn't yours July 15th or something?
Yeah, it's the 15th. I bet nobody in here can guess my age. Well, maybe they already know because I already said, but.
Hey!
Maybe they don't remember.
Stop. I will feed you.
Now I can't remember. I feel like I know, but I don't want to be wrong.
Don't do what I did.
You're fine, Alicia.
Lord.
Bet y'all can't guess it.
I'm guessing you're 26 or 27 too.
Thank you, Alicia. That's so sweet.
Did you go away because I said something stupid, Christine?
No, I am guilty. I was live stream hopping because I'm moderator on a lot of channels, and so I was helping
Jan says you're 32. Jan says you're 32.
Because I didn't want you to out yourself about that, because people understand because they do it all the time too. But because I don't have the self-esteem of a gnat, I think everything's my fault. Not because I'm self-absorbed, it's because I'm self-conscious. I think everything's my fault. Did I do that? Steve Urkel. Seriously.
So
Dawn and Don and Jan says 32.
I'll be
I'm
36.
sure Kelsey already knows.
Yeah, that's the one I thought. I thought 36, Christine. I swear.
Yeah.
I'm
I
not
was
just
going to
saying
say
that.
about 33.
36, guys. Going on 80.
Going on 80.
No
That's
way.
how I
You're
feel.
36.
I feel like I'm going on 80, 86.
You know,
I
I'm
hate
not going to
guessing
give
ages.
credit at all how she feels, because by the time you're 36, she could have been through several rodeos of hell and back. Because I know that I had a couple of tours through that war myself by the time I was 36.
Yeah, me too.
You know,
Wow.
Me too. I missed my garbage can.
I'm not going to tell her she doesn't feel as bad as she feels. She might be. She may.
Paul is, Wonder Pup is 48.
If she says she does, she does, and that's that.
Yeah, Francis.
Yeah.
Well, she
I
don't
was going
look
to
at
ask
y'all.
you, do you have kids?
Seriously?
What?
I was going to ask you if you have kids.
No. No human kids. I've had 3 miscarriages in my life, but no kids.
Really?
But I consider my husband's kids my kids. So.
Oh.
That's always special.
And he's got 4 grandkids. So.
Yeah.
So, do they call you Nana or anything?
No, they call me by my name. Or Fran.
Yeah, I don't have any
Where-
kids.
Where did Boomer go?
He left not long after I
He
got
left.
here.
He's probably
He was-
eating. If he stole
He
food
said
from
he
his
was going to
mom,
go
he's
eat.
probably eating. Boomer left because he went over to his mom's and got some food from his mom. And I don't know what happened to Benny. I don't know what happened to Benny.
I don't know either, and I miss her.
Benny knows I love her. Benny knows I love her.
She does. She has such internet problems.
Oh, that's why.
She has a lot of bad internet problems.
That's why. Carlo just let the cat out of the bag. Lou's live.
Oh, that's
Yeah, he's live.
He's helping Lady Swan get to her 1K.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot that, and I shouldn't have, because I visited JoJo's tonight, and I'm a little sensitive right now. We were talking about PTSD, though I've never served in the military.
You can still have it.
I've got more issues than a lifetime subscription to magazines.
But you're still a sweet lady, no matter what.
I mean, issues with nervousness.
Yeah.
Thank you, Francis. I know you and I are friends, and you're sweet and stuff. And I was talking about sometimes wars you go through are not in uniform. Sometimes they're here at home.
Yeah.
And I'm a survivor, so.
Yeah, that's true too, Jan. She could be checking on helping her husband. That's true too.
Because she's also got teenage grandchildren there and a 7-year-old.
Yeah.
And she's, what do they say down here, busier than a one-armed paper hanger?
Yeah. I completely understand.
Y'all, I look like trash compared to yesterday. I'm looking at myself. I look like death on a cracker.
I look like that before picture in the magazine, before they do the makeover and before they do the weight loss.
Shut the hell up. You do not.
I'm a magazine model. They always choose me to do that before picture.
Shut up. No. No, that's me though. Oh my God.
She's finding out what a kook I am.
You should have seen me. You should have seen me this afternoon. I had all my leftover makeup on my face and like eyeliner and mascara smeared all over underneath my
You
eye.
look like the Joker. You go.
I'm not even kidding. Like I completely forgot about washing my face last night in the shower, and I got out of the shower. I was like, screw it, because I was tired. And I woke up with makeup all over my face. I said, whatever. I just chilled all day.
I've been running all day, man.
You guys remember the Hunger Games?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what that is.
Love it.
That's a piece for jewelry making. I've got a box of them. That sounds like, oh yeah.
Are you whistling, Kelsey?
Yeah, I was doing that thing
doing
off the Hunger Games.
I swear, when my granddaughter was little and she was at the age when she'd throw tantrums in the store, Kelsey, you don't have a child, but trust me, when they start to have a meltdown, it's going to happen. You can't make it stop. And they're in public.
Oh, I know.
You know, another parent looks at you and their kids is melting down. I did the whistle and I raised my It's like, you know, mother to mother contact right there. We got it.
Yeah, I was actually. Go ahead. Sorry.
You
want to go raid Blue Rock and wish Cap 7 a happy birthday?
Yeah, you do that.
All right.
I'm already there.
Yeah. I was actually a lead teacher for 14 2-year-olds at one point, and then I was a lead teacher for 14 3-year-olds. I did that for a few years at a preschool. Well, at a daycare or whatever.
I'm not that masochistic, but I did marry a couple of times, so it's on the same level.
There's the link, guys. There's the link.
So what are we saying?
Just say happy birthday, Francis Raid. Happy birthday, Cap 7.
And don't forget to wish Lady Swan luck and that kind of stuff. She's trying to win. If you don't mind, I didn't mean to step on any toes.
Oh, that's okay.
She's trying to not win, but get to 1K.
So we're doing Francis's raid.
Happy birthday, Cap 7. Good luck, Lady Swan.
On Blue Rocks?
Yeah. There's the link right there. I got to do it on my phone because I'll sign out of my thing if I do it on my computer. What, little buddy? I know. Thank you, Native Grammy. I know, baby. Give me a minute, sweetie. I got to go get some food. Hold on. I'll be there in a second.
Can you all hear that if I'm playing that?
I've got my YouTube on mute, so.
And yeah, guys, just want to share my friends with you guys. Love you too, little whole bunch. Thank you.
Yeah. And Lady Swan's at 681, just so you know.
Oh, wow.
I got on Social Blade, so I'm tracking it right here.
You little tracker.
You know, and when we was on the call last night talking about this, I was like, we've got to do something for Cap 7's birthday. I didn't even know it was your birthday. Green Bay Wacky kind of, leaked that information to me. Like, we got to do something. And we got to do it on a channel that, we got to get as many people there as possible. I'm like, Lou, do you want to do it on yours? He's like, hell yes.
Oh.
He said, you do so much. And for everybody up here on the panel has been touched by the things you've done for us, things you've done for me and Lady Swan, the things you've done for Jackson and Annika, even Lou Rock and Red and Uber. And I mean, you've helped out everybody on this panel, JoJo and Brian.
Now, he's touched Uber Lady a little bit more than touched the rest of us. There's proof of that. I've got receipts.
We are not considering sisters.
They ain't even acknowledging there's a raid.
But I have rubbed his phone.
I haven't even seen anybody saying anything about a raid.
Oh, Francis doing a raid.
Thank you, Francis. Thanks, Francis.
Yeah. You know, we had to put this together because of everything that you've done for us.
For some reason, the chat wasn't even moving.
Yeah, we love you, man.
Now, I don't think everybody knows this, and this is a message to like a lot of my longtime viewers and stuff. A lot of people don't know that if it wasn't for Cab 7, I would not have made it to go help Patty.
That's cool.
Unpack in her new house. Cab helped me in a lot of different ways. He actually.
Oh, I'm sorry, James. I'm sorry, honey.
I do kind of have a problem speaking for myself sometimes, and
I'm sorry,
he
James.
helped me in a lot of different ways, and some ways that
Somebody knows James. What happened?
Share it with anybody, but yeah, he's a
James, no, we just had a hard time looking at those things.
$20
I
shoot.
spoke
Yeah,
to James.
rock, but tell Ben.
No,
I'm sorry, James.
What happened?
I don't know. I don't even see where he. Hang on. I don't even see where he posted.
Me either.
I see Native Grammy. Native Grammy. Sharpshooter. I only see that. Well, the person in this chat just ignored me, so it's time for me to go. All right, who are you talking to? Hi, Wolfie. I don't even know who he was talking to.
Me either. Huh. Odd. Dang, there's some awesome people up on that panel.
Yes, there is.
that we've done.
I don't know what happened.
Channel.
Hi,
And
Wolfie.
I know you guys love it.
I'm sorry about that for a second, Francis. I tapped it, but it took a second for it to go off.
That's all right. There are some awesome people on that channel.
There are. Do you want to just go over there for now, or you want to stay here, hon?
Well, we can close out if you guys don't mind closing out early tonight. We can go over there and hang out.
I gotta go to bed anyways. I gotta take a quick shower before I go to bed, so.
Yeah, we can go over there and hang out.
All right,
Yeah.
guys. Much love.
Much love, everybody.
Much love,
Let's
Christine.
close out and I'll meet you over at Rocks.
I'll see you there, Francis.
Bye, guys.
Love
Bye,
you.
guys. Much love.
Bye, love you
Bye.
guys.
Bye, guys.
Hey, Wolfie. Got an awesome pic of my zipper leg. Send me a pic in Twitter, Wolfie. All right, I'll check it out. I'm gonna, no, we're going to, yes, we were raiding Cavs, Blue Rock. But good night, everybody. Peace, light, and kitties.